Good morning, everyone. That's right. It is Shit Saturday. Hi. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Let me move this here. Anyways, good morning. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday so far. We got a great Shit Saturday plan. All right. I'm sure many of you guys have seen the news, just at least from my title. Ethan Klein decided to drop and dismiss his lawsuit with prejudice against Noah. Let's go! I don't know what the strategy is there, but okay. Well, we'll take it, I'm sure. Why not? So I want to talk about that. And then we have, why is my camera so big? Bothering me. Make your camera smaller, Denims. It's bothering me. There we go. Much better. All right. And then. Okay. Perfect. And then I have some other stuff. Anti-slap law means he pays Noah. Means that deadline to respond was Monday, so Friday was his last day to get out. Well, yeah, but like, if he knew he didn't want to pursue it, why would he? If he was that concerned he was going to lose, why pursue it in the first place? Why? Because I made fun of him and said, you're not going to sue Noah. Grow up. Like, what? So anyways, yeah, we'll talk about that. And then... Sorry, the beat is going too crazy. I got to turn it off. All right. I got to turn that shit off. All right. Okay. Okay. Gotta lock in, guys. Did you guys see? This is kind of like, I saw this morning. McMorrow is she dropped out and now she's refusing to endorse any candidates. Loser, fucking loser, sore loser, boo. Yeah, I gotta say, pretty cringe. No motion, motionless. God, cringy. Okay, and then it's her party and she'll cry if she wants to. She was never gonna endorse Abdul. Yeah, but she's not endorsing anyone. It's like, what the? All right. And then I gotta say, maybe a little bit of Ryan Grimm news, maybe, perhaps. I already said a lot of what I wanted to say, which is what a fucking cringy ass fucking loser. Also, I did go on a podcast yesterday, but it hasn't aired yet. But hopefully it will come out soon, and then I could show you guys. And I talk a lot about Ryan Grimm on it. And some other stuff. And lots of other stuff. So, but I can't announce it yet, because it's not out yet. Nah, Grimm is still a great reporter. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm sorry. I don't think you can be a good progressive reporter and you're like a massive misogynist. Honestly, I think you totally overreacted to Ryan Grimm. Okay, well, I think you should suck my dick and balls. My metaphorical dick and balls. All right? No. No. It's also crazy that it's like, we just had this entire expose on Graham Platner, and there were so many warning signs from like brown and black people and from women, and people just ignored it, and they were like, no, I think you guys are overreacting. And then we're like, let's learn some lessons from this. And then Ryan Grimm makes a fucking joke of himself. And it's like, I think you guys are overreacting again. It's like, did you learn nothing? Did you learn nothing from Platner? We're already getting into rinse and repeat immediately. Immediately? All right. Okay. He's trash. Yeah. I think he showed his true colors. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, because like, and I talk about it a little bit on the podcast, which will air sometime soon, hopefully. But the problem isn't that he had a desire for Politico to report better. It's the way that he phrased and framed his desire for Politico to report better. Meanwhile, Dropsite News was actively laundering Graham Platner's fucking record and saying that he didn't work with Blackwater. Meanwhile, he just worked for them under a different name in 2018. It's like, how about you look at the call is coming from inside the house, brother. Oh, you guys are being really irresponsible, and I feel a strong desire to criticize bad reporting. It's like, dog, you're laundering Graham Platner's reputation by saying he didn't work for Blackwater. Here's him with a Blackwater hat. He worked with Constellus, a rebrand of Blackwater in 2018, big dog. Like, what are we, like, literally, what the fuck? How about you guys work on your reporting if it's all about good reporting? And again, it's the problem isn't that he said, because if he had reframed it, I don't have an issue with him criticizing reporting. The problem is not that he said that he thinks Politico should have had better reporting. It's the way that he said it and the things that he chose to hyper-focus on. Like, sorry, I'm looking at some chat messages. Grimm said Politico left out information that made her case stronger. No, he did a hyper focus on the fact that they left out the part that shows that, like, you guys made it seem like he broke into her house and raped her. And it's like, yeah, that's what he did. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm sorry. You don't get to say that and then say in the same breath, it's just that I care about the victim. It's like, no. Maybe you just haven't, Ryan Grimm did not attack the victim. Maybe you just haven't seen the clip and that's why you're running defense. But I'm sorry, I don't have any love in my heart for someone that's their first response to being wrong about like a candidate. Like, no. Issue here is that he tried to downplay the situation was disgusting. Yeah. He said on Majority Report yesterday he believes her. Do you understand that, like, actively running cover for his buddy Graham Platner by saying that Politico's reporting is bad and saying that, like, he didn't just break into her house and rape her, and I feel like the article makes it seem like that's what happened, is an attempt to, and you have to be blind or what's the word? Naive to think this. Sorry, I was reading chat. You have to be naive to think that that isn't an attempt to launder his reputation and to cast doubt while pretending like you're still the good guy and being like, I mean, I still believe like, you know, the other things that you said. I just feel like, but like, I'm sorry. If you disagree, you can go ahead and watch Ryan Grimm. I don't know why you're here. Go watch Ryan Grimm instead. You can go watch the guy that's like, the glute massage was left out, and like, you know, she's asking for one. She's asking for a glute massage, and so what? He showed up because he just wanted to help her out of the goodness of his heart because her muscles were so like. You can go ahead and watch that shit, man. I don't know why the fuck you're here because that shit doesn't fly here, bro. I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. His problem is the need for accuracy. No, but like that's not the problem. The problem is not the need for accuracy because first of all, Dropsite News has been inaccurate and misrepresented stories, and he doesn't like go that hard into Dropsite News. And second, I mean he works for them, but second, it's the way that he presented these things. It's not that he said like Politico needs to be more responsible because when women come forward with allegations against pieces of shit like Graham Platner, people will try and find any little detail to discredit them. He didn't phrase it that way. He didn't talk about it that way. I can just agree to disagree. I have that ability. Oh, okay. Well, I don't. So you're banned. So that's not what he did though. He sat there talking about like glute massage this and he didn't break in. He didn't break into her house. I swear he didn't break in. Please. Why are you guys making him out to be, you know, that's like a 20-year penalty. You know, like that's not like that. And like, I believe her, everything, whatever. But like, what is like, come on guys, come on. Like, and that's not how he presented it. It's just, it's so obscene. There's no accuracy problem. Also, her text messages are just so irrelevant to the case in question unless you want to paint her as a liar. Well, not even paint her as a liar, but paint Platner as not that bad of a guy, which is what he was doing. Like, that's literally what he was doing. He was literally doing that. And this is like, after a history of weird shit that Ryan Grimm has said about, like, the party, you know, like, we need to accept white men. You know, we just need to do that. And it feels like progressives just, like, don't accept white men. Huh? The fuck are you talking about? All right. But anyways, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Well, I didn't want to talk about that. I don't know why I was going to talk about that. But he was saying some sussy shit in 2007 too. Yeah. Yeah. That's just cringy. Sorry, I'm reading. My timeline must be doing well because I missed all of this. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. You still like Kyle? No, actually, there's a reason we haven't watched any Kyle. I'm waiting for him to apologize. I'm waiting for him to comment on Grand Platner. Why do you think we haven't watched anything since Grand Platner? You know who else I liked? Who I was really sad that we stopped watching? Andrew Callahan. Okay? And like I said, like I'm down to give people the time and space to like recognize that they were way too eager to disregard anything negative and ignore all of the fucking red flags with Graham Platner. But like the Ryan Grimm shit is not it, man. That's not it. I forgot about that guy. Yeah. I mean, like I can like someone's work outside of like X, Y, and Z thing, but there are some things, there are some lines that I don't think you can cross. So yeah. As someone who was once a high school boy, I've heard Ryan's type of clarifying assertion that attempts to retain plausible deniability, but it's clear what they're really doing. Yeah. I mean, I think you have to be really naive or just like really biased towards Ryan Grimm to think that. And like, I was biased towards Ryan Grimm. Like, I liked Ryan Grimm. Like, his performance against Matt Walsh was incredible. Like, do you think I want to say fuck Ryan Grimm? No, no, actually, no. No, I don't, actually. So what happened with Ryan Grimm? Poor chatter. Maybe we'll talk about it later today. I don't know. Anyways, besides that though, what's happened? I'm missing context. Just we talked about it. Was it yesterday or the day before? It might have been yesterday. Um, I don't see the point in comparing Kyle to a literal rapist. How is it like Andrew Callahan in any way whatsoever? Huh? I'm just talking about being disappointed in a creator and then not wanting to watch them after I was disappointed. That I like their work, but that's not going to stop me from refusing to watch them if I think that they should own up to something. In the case of Andrew Callahan, there's nothing he can say except disprove the allegations against him, which he couldn't because he did that shit, man. Like I don't know, he literally said I'm sorry for my past behavior or whatever. Um but like, hey man, sometimes you just got to grow up and realize like I can't watch as much as I like this content creator, as much as I like their content, I can't watch them if this is how they're going to act. And with Kyle's case, it's like all I want is just like some accountability. Just like anything. Like just even the most mild thing from Kyle so I can feel okay watching any of his stuff. Just Sorry, I got distracted by a chat message. Like just like saying, "Hey, I shouldn't have gone that hard in on the people that were trying to come out against Graham Platner, and I shouldn't have written it off." And then I'd be like, "Okay, I just want to know that people can say like, oops, I was wrong about that. My bad." That's it. Like I feel okay watching Emma and everything because she said like, "I apologize. I feel like I made the space worse for women who do want to come out, and I feel like I engaged and I created an environment that was more hostile, and I'm sorry, and I shouldn't have let people down like that, and I shouldn't have let other women down like that." It's like, yeah, okay, cool. Um, Too many people in the world to stand everyone. I loved Louis C.K. pre 2017. Yeah, there's like I do think that there's like a bit of like a brainworm that happens where people really like someone, and when stuff starts coming out about them, it's like you really don't want to believe it because you really like their work. So yeah. It's just like, yeah, it's like which I get, man. I do. I get it. But I can't watch someone like that, man. Like I just can't. I can't do that. Okay, wait. There was one chatter that said something. They were like, something. I made Kyle watch her since before he had legs, and I'm disappointed as well. Before he had legs. Very funny. Why are we excusing journalistic malpractice just to shit on Ryan Grimm? I don't get it. I already explained this. If he had phrased it as Politico needs to be more responsible when talking about victims, because this is the type of shit that makes people not believe victims, they need to make sure to include every detail. It doesn't matter if they think that it makes someone look bad or whatever. That's what they should do. I'd be like, cool, but that's not what he did. And if you disagree, we have fundamental different opinions on this that I don't think I can explain to you. Just go rewatch it. I'm sorry. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? What are you talking about? Where was this said? Sorry, this chatter is really upset. Mostly chatter is mad as hell. Bro, what is she talking about? I'm losing it. She's refusing to actually explain. Calm down, okay? The reason I'm not explaining is because I didn't want to talk about this. All right? Anyways, maybe we will just talk about it again. Maybe we'll just rehash it again since it seems to be such a strong thing that people feel about. Or strong thing? People feel so strongly about it. All right. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then what was I gonna say? Right. Emiru responded to like the stuff recently. It's so bad. We'll watch it. And then I wanted to watch I don't even know if we'll have time, but I wanted to watch this Mizkit video, just peek through it. But I don't know. We have a lot of other stuff that I want to cover. Chud Maru, yeah. I think I missed it, but Kyle Klinsky does say he think he should drop out. Yeah, but I want more than that. Yeah, but I want more than that. You know? That's like that's the bare minimum. It's like he already said that. Like what? It's just not. It's just not. Like I'm sorry, the guy who lauds himself as being dark woke and being the guy who's willing to say things other people aren't willing to say. Like yeah, I'll say things that no one wants to talk about on mainstream media. It's like goes for the most milk toast opinion that you can have on Graham Platner. Yeah, he should drop out. Come on, boo, boo. Oh, thanks, Debba. All right, let's pull this up. Hold, hold. Wait, guys, before we do anything else, We'll cover this in greater detail and watch Noah's video in a bit, but... Where's the meme? You guys like it? That's right. An incredible move. Ethan Klein has decided to drop his defamation lawsuit against Noah Samson. After posturing for a year about suing Noah Samson. I guess he technically sued him, but I don't... I guess. Yeah. Anyways, we'll get to this in a little bit. Let's do this really fast. And yes, Noah did Photoshop himself into Asmongold's room. Did something happen to Mitch McConnell? Kyle was my original launching point into leftist politics. After Graham Platner, I literally stopped watching him. I know, right? So sad. Right. Anyways, here's the Ryan Grimm story. Okay? And again, I don't know if I need to put the text on the screen for people to understand something very, very basic, which is it's about presentation. If I was like, hey, could you get me a soda? You're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, here you go. If I was like, hey, you fucking ugly piece of shit that I think should explode, get me a fucking soda, you worthless sack of shit who serves no other fucking purpose. And then you're like, hey, man, I feel like you were being a little bit mean. And I was like, wow, just because I asked you for a soda, incredible. You just can't ask for sodas around here anymore. Presentation matters. Anyone who's telling you otherwise is fucking lying, okay? Presentation matters. I'm being so mature right now, Denims. It's not the fact that he says Politico has a responsibility to victims to report as accurately as possible to ensure that people take her seriously. It's the way that he talks about this fucking glute massage and then launders Platner's reputation, says they made it seem like he just broke into her house and raped her. And that's not what happened. It's like, what? What? So I'll let you guys listen in.
From its reporting around the Graham Platner sexual assault allegations we have learned. Let's take a listen to how Jenny Rassicot, the accuser of Graham Platner, described how the evening began in her interview with Jake Tapper on CNN.
It was a night where him and I were texting back and forth, and he had taken something that I said as an invitation, and that's not how he meant it, and I quickly clarified. And he sent a message back indicating that he would come over, and I said, no, don't come over. Like, I'm not in the mood, don't come over. And I was more stern with that message. And then I didn't hear back from him. So I thought that meant he got the message or gave up on it or whatnot.
Okay, Sagar, so there was no follow-up from Jake Tapper. Mm-hmm. If you listen closely there, that she said, we were texting back and forth, and he took something that I said as an invitation to come over. They've been dating off and on for about 2 years at this point. The follow-up from a normal person at that point is,
what did you say?
What'd you say?
Right.
Like, what was the thing that you said to to him that he misunderstood. Now let's take a look at how Politico reported this. This is D8. This is how Politico first reported it. So Razakot told Politico she connected with Platner on the dating app Bumble in 2019 and had consensual relations with him prior to the night he allegedly assaulted her. That night in late 2021, she said she had exchanged text messages with him and told him not to come over, saying she wasn't in the mood for company. Later that evening, she said she realized when she heard a sound on the stairs that he had let himself into her house, which was unlocked. Platner came up the stairs, Razakot said, to where she was on a couch. He got on top of her and kept grabbing her, she said, while she repeatedly told him to stop and that she wasn't interested. So Sagar, you read that, and most people in Washington who read that, they're like, that sounds like he broke in to the house, like uninvited, and then began a violent assault of her. Nowhere does Politico mention what she mentioned to CNN there, that she had said something in the text message exchanges that he mistook as an invitation. They just say, and elsewhere in the article, they say he was, quote, uninvited. It turns out, and we have learned, that Politico definitively, at the time of publication, knew precisely what Jenny had texted to Graham that he, according to her, mistook as an invitation to come over. And we know this because the Washington Post also interviewed Jenny Razakot. And Jenny told the Washington Post, because she's being honest. She's laying out all of the details, which is how it should be. You lay out all the details, and then you let the readers, the public, the voters say, okay, here, we have all the different facts. Here's how we interpret this scenario. So good for her for being transparent.
I totally agree with you, and I want to say that up at the top. This is in no way an attack on her. This is about how I believe that the media has handled this story.
And also, let me just say, the fact that Sagar has to step in to say something, and it's not him saying it, like, this guy is also saving this other guy's ass. He's like, by the way,
she was
truthful from the beginning
about this. She doesn't. She said she doesn't have the text messages anymore. Platner apparently doesn't have the text messages anymore. So we're going by her memory of what they are. And to her credit, she divulged the details of the text messages from that evening, and to she divulged it to the Washington Post. The Washington Post reaches out to the Platner campaign for comment. Good for the Washington Post. And in their request for comment, they mention that Jenny had been texting him talking about a massage earlier. And so the Platner campaign sees this, and they go back to Politico, and they say, apparently there's some more context here about like the back and forth. Like, do you know about these text messages? The reporter then exchanges messages with the Platner campaign. Those messages have been now circulating in main politics, in main political circles. I obtained a copy of those. I was able to authenticate.
And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like sane people can understand the point that I'm making, because the point that I'm making is very salient. It's very reasonable. It's not at all crazy, the point that I'm making. I'm confused why he even focuses in on the break into her house part, like you just read out loud, that he kept touching her after she said to stop. How does any of this change the rape accusation? Insane. If it is only meant to cast some doubt and to paint Platner as not that bad of a guy. Because the events that transpired when he walked into her home, she describes he walked in, immediately jumped on her on the couch, and she told him, no, stop, get off me, multiple times, and he did not. Like, because, like, everything else can be completely in his favor, but the fact that those events transpired means everything else is irrelevant. Everything else, because guess what? Someone can invite you over explicitly and say, hey, I want you to come and have sex with me now. Come over immediately. I don't care how many children you hit on your way over here drunk driving. You need to come immediately. And then you show up and they're like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Actually, I changed my mind. Could you get off me? And if you didn't stop, that would still be rape. So the hyper focus on this is just so nonsensical. And then to focus on it in this lens, instead of saying Politico has a responsibility to victims, Politico has a responsibility to make sure that they present everything as well as they can so that people do not cast doubt on victims. Like, none of these details matter, but other people will pretend like they do. And here he is saying the opposite, saying these details matter and Politico should report them correctly. Ryan isn't saying it's not rape. Oh, he's not saying it's not rape. Should we give him a medal? Should we give him a fucking cookie? Oh my God, the bare minimum. Congrats. Yeah, because if he said anything else, his career would be fucking destroyed as a progressive. Hello? Use your brain for a second.
Them with sources with knowledge of them. And here is what the Politico reporter said to the campaign. Jenny Razakot had been, quote, texting Platner about needing her glute massaged. That detail didn't make our story. Right. Glute massage. So within about a half an hour of getting this glute massage text, Platner is in the house. Now, she says she followed up. No, don't come. Because he texted back. So he's wasted, clearly. He gets this message. I need my glute massage. Right. He comes over, and he's texts back, I'm coming over. And she's like, wait, don't come over. That she says, don't come over, don't come over. This is Maine. He's not taking the subway. Like, so he's drunkenly driving over there.
Yes.
Comes into the house, and then it gives, and then she says he's grabbing her on the couch. Well, where's
she's saying no?
Right. Where's he grabbing her? Like, is he like immediately starting like the glute massage or whatever?
Right.
Anyway, the Washington Post, to its credit, included a version of the detail. We could put up Washington Post D7. One night in November or December 2021, she said she texted him to say that she could use a massage. She said she did not intend it as an invitation, but he interpreted it that way, immediately replying to say he would come right over. She said she wrote back twice, telling him not to. The Post was not able to review the alleged messages or independently verify them. Rascot said she later deleted them soon after the incident.
A few years ago.
Post didn't include the glue part, but did mention the massage to their credit. But because the Politico published first, I didn't even know the Washington Post reported on this.
Exactly, and I think that's why this is important. So there's the most important part, and let's just zoom out, because this does potentially explain why a drunken Platner enters the home.
Right.
And there it is. Why did they spend all this time saying all this stupid fucking bullshit? To launder Platner's reputation and say, see, so this explains those events, I think. This explains. Platner didn't just come to show up randomly and rape this woman, all right? And we need to recognize that, okay? Why? You know, for people with a lot of journalistic integrity, I sure see you guys being quite silent on a guy who was literally typing on Reddit how, quote, holy fuck, how about people take some responsibility for themselves and not get so fucked up they wind up having sex with someone they don't mean to. Men and women, you make a choice to consume enough of a substance to lose your self-control. So if you don't want to be in a compromising situation, act like an adult, for fuck's sake. Rape is a real thing. If you're so worried about it to buy Kevlar underwear, you think you might not get blacked out, fucked up around people you aren't comfortable with. This is what Platner was writing on Reddit back in the day. It's almost like it's a pattern of behavior from this guy. Right? Isn't that interesting? You know, I feel like Ryan Grimm, I feel like Dropsite News, just they didn't do enough good reporting. And they really, like, you know, they should have reported on this. It's just like, the call is coming from inside the house. I don't understand how, like, they can explicitly state their intention with this segment, and then people are still like, no, it's about the reporting. It's about good reporting. It's like, it's not about good reporting. If it was about good reporting, they would have covered this shit and said, yeah, this was a pattern of behavior and we should have seen this coming. Because it never was about good reporting. They're lying. I don't know how to explain this. How else do I explain this? He's literally giving away the game right here.
Because that's where the rest...
the massage, to their credit. But because the Politico published first, I didn't even know the Washington Post reported on this.
Exactly, and I think that's why this is important. So there's the most important part, and let's just zoom out, because this does potentially explain why a drunken Platner enters the home.
Right.
It stops there, because that's where...
Like, if you don't understand, if you don't see this, like, you need to take a step back and truly, genuinely reconsider why you got to that conclusion, the conclusion that you did get to. It's literally giving Gamergate ethics in games journalism. Exactly. No, it's about ethics in games journalism. That's why we have to dox and send rape and death threats to Anita Sarkeesian. That's why we have to do that for game journalism, for integrity and ethics in game journalism. It's like, feels like one of those situations, guy hears himself in the accusation as if they've been in the situation before, doesn't want to feel guilty if he had violated someone's consent. I'm sorry. Also, like, I'm going to say something crazy. You can tell when someone is too drunk. You can tell when someone is way too drunk. People who are blackout drunk can't even walk straight, all right? They can't speak. It's not hard to tell. Even when you're a little drunk, you can still tell when someone else is way too drunk. It's just so, that is not true. Okay, well, I don't know, skill issue on your part. Everybody else here doesn't seem to have a problem with it. This, like, if you're so worried about getting raped, don't get blacked out around other people you aren't worried. What the fuck? No, we should have a society that doesn't rape people who are blackout drunk. Also, can I just say as well, you could be at a bar with friends and some other random stranger that you don't know can drug your drink because they were trying to like hook up with you and trying to hit on you, and then you're not interested. And you can get blackout drunk completely out of your control. This like just never get blackout drunk ever. It's like, oh, okay, for sure. I didn't think about solving every problem by using solutions that would literally never fucking work. Oh, why don't I think, guys, we just need to stop doing crime by placing all the blame on the victims every single time. That would work. Duh. Yeah, I just can't. I just can't. So anyways, yeah, if you want to launder Ryan Grimm's reputation, be my guest, go for it. But I'm not doing that. This is like, the fact that that was his first response is like insane to me. And he was like, he tweeted like 10 times about this stupid fucking glute massage. It's just pathetic. It's just so fucking pathetic. Like, I have no words, man. Let me pull this up. Wait. And if you guys want to understand why he's doing all this, here you go.
That you've been the same Graham, basically your whole life, and now you're taking that to the kind of Senate race level. And so I want to ask about that, but I want to preface it with a crazy story, which the audience should know. You would be maybe the second bartender serving in Congress. But you would be the first one that I knew when he was a bartender. So, Graham.
No, he's my buddy. This guy's my bartender. Stop saying he would have broken in, raped a woman. Okay, and like, what do we, like, she was asking for a glute massage. So, like, just like, leave my buddy alone.
Which is a bar on Pennsylvania Avenue near the Capitol. Graham, for people who don't know, Graham bartended at the Tune In, which is a bar on Pennsylvania Avenue near the Capitol, while he was a student at GW, which, to your great credit, you didn't finish, which I think is a feather in your cap. And while there, you worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights at the Tune In. I was often there. I was there basically every Sunday night and some Fridays and Saturdays with some other Washington City paper crew, and then later Huffington Post crew, back before we had kids. And when you jumped in, I reached out to Ned, who was another bartender there who had gone to college with my brother, and my brother and I went to the same school. He was better friends with my brother, but I know Ned well. I was like, Ned, is this the same Graham? And he's like, Graham is running for senator. He sure is. Yeah. I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I hope I tipped well. I hope I left a good impression.
No, I have nothing but good memories, Ryan. So
excellent. I have very few memories.
Wow. Just helping out his buddy, man. Hi, Wormy. Are you here? The guy you've been hanging with. The guy you've been hanging with, huh? Okay, Wormy. Yes. Wormy has been very attached to me. And I think I'm going to eat her. I think I'm going to bake her. And make her into a baked worm. Perhaps a stew. Yes. Yes. So anyways, I think if you think that Ryan Grimm is doing anything other than trying to launder his buddy's reputation, you might just be very naive. And I highly recommend and suggest that you stop letting your personal opinions about Ryan Grimm cloud your judgment. Because as someone who is a huge Ryan Grimm supporter, and as someone who called him the Grim Reaper, and as someone who actually really liked Ryan Grimm, I'm good. I'm good on that. And I would have, to be clear, if he had gone on and said, I expect better out of Politico, they should be more responsible with their platform, and they have to understand that anytime they might get anything mistaken or they exclude any details ever, that gives rape apologists power and it gives them credit. And as far as I'm concerned, Graham Platner is a disgusting piece of shit, and I didn't know any of this stuff about him. And, you know, my sympathy with the victim. I would have had no problem with that. I would have had no problem. That's totally fine. That's acceptable. But that presentation is it's a completely different presentation, and it is not an acceptable presentation. It is one that actively launders Platner's reputation. So, every journalist has bias. He should be telling people he personally knows Platner when he's reporting on them. You know, I just didn't really like that Ryan Grimm was reporting on Platner's rape allegation and not disclosing that he was buddies with him beforehand. He just did. This is from a 2025 interview. I pulled that up. Otherwise, no one in here would have known about it. Maybe he should have, I don't know, brought it up himself and said, to be clear, it's possible my judgment is clouded. In this clip that came out the next day. I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know it until like yesterday, the day before yesterday. I really liked Ryan Grimm too. If all he said was that they just need to include the message that was said because society needs to understand consent can be revoked at any moment or something like that. Instead, it just feels like he's trying to open the door to doubt, and the breaking points comments reflect that. Exactly. Correct. Message detail also just so inconsequential. It's if he wants journalistic integrity, maybe he should have said that. Because it's not, like, again, it's not about the journalistic integrity. He's hiding behind that shield to say what he really wants to say, which is, you know, I just feel like people are just being a little too mean to Graham Platner and calling him a home intruder rapist, and that's not what he is. He's just, you know, like a normal rapist. A rapist that we should maybe consider to be friends with. You know, your everyday average diet rapist. It's not like he's a home intruder rapist. It's like, all right. Okay. All right. One of the good rapists is the Ryan Grimm message. So, I hope for anyone who didn't know anything about this situation, I hope that explains it. We did a nice 20-minute detour. And that's why I feel the way that I do. And I really do not hold any ill will. And I know other leftists and other progressives feel more strongly about this than I do. And that I think that their opinions are very valid. But I don't want to bring down any leftists or any progressives. There's not that many progressives that create progressive media that bring people into the leftist landscape. And so I don't want to see any progressives just get destroyed the second that they make one mistake. Like, we're human beings, okay? We're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. And maybe, you know, you were way too deep into the Graham Platner sauce and you discredited a lot of people and you just wrote off a bunch of stuff. But I just want to see just like accountability and an attempt to try and right the wrong and say that you're going to try and be better in the future and not let your personal biases blind you in the future. And you just really wanted Platner to win and you really were rooting for him because he felt like such an underdog and whatever. And this is coming from someone who, like, I really like that Platner said something that I haven't seen any other progressives say, which is that establishment Democrats stiffed Bernie Sanders. Like, I had a lot of respect for him for saying that. I was like, damn, I really want this. I actually, if there was any reason to want this guy to win, it was this. And then I saw like a lot of the other stuff and I was like, I'm just going to stay away from this guy, I think. And then obviously what happened, you know, recently, but I really, you guys already, anyone who watches this stream has been watching this stream for a while. It's really not like this when it comes to other progressives and other leftists, I don't want to just like burn and again make everything burn and crash down. Crash and burn. I don't want everything to crash and burn. I think outside of sexual assault, outside of rape, when it comes to speech, like I think that there's a lot to be redeemed. I don't think actions, I don't know that you can redeem an action. If you're at the point where you're assaulting people, like I don't even like, there's such a massive disconnect there with you as a person. Like you should be hardwired to not do that. And you're not, so I can't trust you. But like if you just make a mistake, you're like, oh, I'm super pro this. And you're like, oh, why did I say that? Like we've all said stupid shit in our lives, okay? I say stupid shit every day, man. That's fine. I understand. It's all good. So I just want to see some like, hey, I hear everything you guys are saying. I am going to do my best to like be better in the future, etc. Okay, yeah, sure. Water under the bridge. That's totally fine with me. I totally understand that. Cat's China take got more scrutiny than Platner did. Yes. Dude, Kat Abou-Ghazali got more shit for having like a staffer that was a conservative than Platner did for having a Nazi tattoo on his chest. That's not to say that we shouldn't have criticized Kat. I understand. Totally, totally valid. We should criticize every candidate and ask for more. But like the levels of proportion, like the... Basic contrition. Well, now you're just being irrational. Actually kind of hilarious in retrospect. And Dropsite went in so hard on Kat. It was insane. Compared to their coverage so far of Platner, they've been like, it is with great sadness that Platner turned out to be kind of not a good guy. So I guess we have to... And towards Kat, they were like, Kat is literally the devil. She is the devil. She literally wants us to go to war with China. Her staffers love capitalism and they love ruining your life. It's like, oh my God. Guys, can we just back up for like a moment there? Whoa. I'm not saying we can't criticize, but like, we're kind of going in like really hard, right? Like, can we not make these criticisms, but just like a little lighter? Because I don't feel like this like outrage is matching the, like, I don't feel like the punishment is matching the crime here. And then the Platner stuff, it's like, it's just so sad that this guy, this really good guy, would be like a rapist. Not like a home invader rapist, but like, you know, just like, you know, just like a normal one. It's like, what the? What the? Okay. Weird. All right. But anyways, that's all I'm gonna, that's all I was gonna say, on that. And, I don't have anything else to say on Ryan Grimm. That is all of my opinions. I still have to watch Ryan Grimm on I saw like half of a clip and then I just closed it immediately. I was like, I just can't watch it. I just can't watch this shit. But I saw Ryan Grimm was on Majority Report. I'll watch it like on my own time. I think I wouldn't lose my shit if I watched it on stream. So let's talk about something fun. All right. Let's talk about...
Hey everybody, I've got a big lawsuit update for you. It's over. Ethan Klein has dropped his defamation lawsuit against me. He filed a motion to dismiss the case with prejudice, meaning that he cannot sue me for the claims in this lawsuit.
Very important to know for anyone who doesn't know, when you dismiss a case, when you file a request for dismissal, that's you telling the court, I am take backsies. With prejudice means you cannot file that claim again. So Ethan can sue him for like defamation of like a completely different video, but he can't sue him for this again. He's giving up the right to do that, right? Without prejudice, usually that happens when there's like an error in the filing or something, and or like there's like a You're saying, let me amend this and refile it. To be very clear, okay? So him requesting the court dismiss the original suit with prejudice means he can't sue him again for this exact thing.
Ever again. It's over. We won. I mean, kind of. We didn't really win anything. In fact, I actually lost like a bunch of time and money and peace of mind and all that. But I am no longer being sued, so I guess we'll take it. This lawsuit and the legal threats leading up to it have been a massive year-long headache. I'm super glad that it's over. I can get back to just focusing on videos. And we also get to donate the money we raised for my legal defense, which after subtracting the fees should still be about $100,000. Unfortunately, right now, GoFundMe is holding the funds for review. We've given them all the information they need and we haven't heard back. It's been super frustrating. Hopefully it gets cleared up soon. And once it does, I'll be posting an update on community posts or maybe a video. In the meantime, consider donating to Project Sarsour, which is where the money will go. It's my friend Ahmed's project. He lives in Gaza and the money will go to help families there and a number of other projects. Anyways, so the first question you might have here is, what happened? Why did Ethan drop the lawsuit? And right now, I don't have a firm answer for that. Ethan hasn't commented publicly and did not respond to my requests for comment. But now that it's been dropped with prejudice and with no confidentiality clauses, I'm able to talk openly about everything that happened. And I think by the end of the video, we should have a little bit more of an idea as to how this all played out the way that it did. So first, a brief recap. In March of last year, I released this video, The YouTubers Who Backed a Genocide. It was a response to a video from Ethan Klein called Content Nuke Hassan Piker. In that video, I highlighted a bunch of statements from several prominent content creators and used those statements to demonstrate the way that the Western media apparatus has helped to normalize Israel's genocide in Gaza. Things like atrocity propaganda, misinformation about groups resisting Israel, and Zionist historical narratives. Ethan Klein responded to the video by immediately threatening to sue me for defamation. He issued a cease and desist and demanded that I take the video down and apologize or else he would sue me. He dedicated a few episodes of his podcast to issuing these sorts of threats.
All he has to do to avoid getting sued is apologize for everything he said and did. He started his second video by saying Ethan's threat.
Can I also say, man, like, it's just so cringy. It's so cringy, man. Can you say sorry to me, please? Can you say sorry to me, please?
Threatened to sue me. It's not a threat. I'm going to sue you. Noah said in his second video, Ethan's threatening to sue me. Have fun with that, I guess. He said, well, I'm about to have fun with it. And unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be having much fun with it.
But I kept the video up. After speaking with several lawyers, I felt pretty confident that I'd be able to defend against a defamation suit. And I also believe that the cease and desist was just a scare tactic, as they're commonly used, to get me to delete my criticism from the internet. The deadline passed and I didn't hear anything from Ethan, and it seemed like everything was good. But then a year later, 2 days before the statute of limitations was up, Ethan actually filed the lawsuit. He alleged that I defamed him.
And this is just pure conjecture on my part, but I do think that, like, a lot of people were clowning on him and saying, like, lol, he did all that posturing for not... he did all that posturing about suing Ethan... Jesus Christ. He did all that posturing about suing Noah Samson and didn't do it. Lol, lol, lol. And I think he didn't want to be seen that way, so he decided to go through with the lawsuit anyways, because he didn't want to be seen as, like, not a liar, but, like, a coward or something. But, like, what a waste of money, because then he filed it and then he just backed out.
With 6 statements, including the title and thumbnail of my video and various other claims that I made. He was seeking unlimited damages and a jury trial. When you get served a defamation lawsuit, you have 30 days to respond or face default. So I spent the majority of my time the next few weeks looking everywhere to find a lawyer. Just to file a reply, I was being quoted upwards of $100,000, which is obviously pretty stressful because I don't have that kind of money on hand. So I ended up doing a fundraiser, and I fundraised as much as I could. We got not quite to the goal, but over $100,000, which I thought was pretty good. But as the deadline approached and I started to get even more stressed out, I still hadn't found a lawyer. That's when I got in touch with Deborah Drews. Deborah Drews is an LA-based attorney who specializes in defamation law, and honestly, I owe her my life. She's an incredible lawyer, and from our first conversation, she showed genuine interest in this case. She was also willing to work at a major discount, which is what made it possible to donate most of this money that we raised. So anyways, I retained Deborah's counsel, of course, and we began working on our response. Our approach was going to be to file an anti-slap motion motion. The SLAP in anti-SLAP stands for Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation, and the statute was designed to prevent powerful people from weaponizing their resources to silence dissent from critics that cannot sustain a long-term legal battle. A successful anti-SLAP motion can dismiss frivolous lawsuits before they even go to trial and force the plaintiff, in this case it would be Ethan, to pay the defendant's legal fees. As our work on the case progressed, we started—
I've never met a bad Deborah. I don't know that I've met any Deborahs. None come to mind.
Started to feel like we'd put together a pretty strong case. But then, just a few days before the filing deadline, Ethan Klein reached out to us looking to open up settlement talks.
And let me just say, this part is like insane. Like, trying to find the words to describe it. I don't know how delusional you have to be to ask for the things that he asked for. Like, I know in general with lawyers and with like legal counsel, they'll try to ask for more than they actually can get. And that's like that's a strategy that a lot of legal teams will use. But some of it was just like it's like, dude, come on.
Now, at first, I was taken aback. Ethan sued me, made me pay a bunch of money, stressed out me and my family, and now he's coming to me to settle? No, we're not doing that. That's not happening, especially given how strong we felt our defense was. But Deborah, in her infinite wisdom and expertise, suggested that we didn't know what their terms would be. Maybe they really wanted out of the lawsuit, and maybe their offer would reflect this, and it could be good for us. A settlement would end proceedings immediately, it would eliminate all risk, and it would free up the money that we'd raised to be donated right away. Depending on the specifics, that could be a pretty good deal. So we agreed to file an extension to start settlement talks. But nothing could have prepared me for what they came up with. In exchange for dropping his lawsuit, Ethan Klein wanted a public apology on my primary YouTube channel and Twitter account, pre-approved by Ethan, which would need to include a claim that he and his wife Hila have both supported the Palestinian cause.
I'll just read the text on the screen. Public apology. Translation, ISIS hostage style video. Medium, video on primary YouTube channel and tweet, pre-approved by my client before public release. Which we already pretty much could guess this because Ethan Klein had admitted on his podcast. Someone I'm sure has the clip saying he had seen Casey's apology before it went live. So this doesn't surprise me. Pre-approved. So it was like, pre-approved. Okay. Contents: apology for saying my client supported genocide. Acknowledgement that my client and his wife have supported the Palestinian cause. Free to say he disagrees with my client, and my client does too much to defend Israel.
Also wanted me to remove 6 separate videos from my YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure it's all the
videos to be taken down. YouTubers who backed a genocide. The genocide supporting YouTubers respondent. Ethan Klein lawsuit response. Ethan Klein offers some safety advice for Jewish viewers of Hassan. Ethan Klein is suing me. How to girl boss a genocide.
Videos I've ever talked about him in, which includes several videos that are unrelated to the claims made in the actual lawsuit. He also wanted a non-disparagement clause, which would bar me from ever publicly criticizing Ethan again. They did include a potential provision to reimburse my legal fees to be donated to a mutually agreed upon charity, so that's great, but only if my public apology included an acknowledgement that Ethan replenished these funds so that they can go to charity. So these terms were—
It's literally like, how am I supposed to see any of this stuff and not come to the opinion that this is meant to be just like a publicity stunt? And then you got to tell everyone that I gave money to the Palestinians, okay? What? Why not just do that? What?
Let's just call them inadequate, hard for us to accept, so we made a counteroffer. No apology, no confidentiality, full reimbursement for all of our legal fees, no deleting any videos outside of the ones which were about the lawsuit, which we felt would become irrelevant if it was settled, and then one public statement which would read as follows. Ethan and I disagree about a video I made in response to his video Content Nuke Hassan Piker. He thinks my video says one thing, and I think it says another. Both of us believe that YouTube is a place space for free expression and recognize the right to criticize each other's views. So we've decided to end our dispute amicably. Keeping it out of court frees up funds to help families in Gaza right now. We sent these terms over and didn't hear back, so we prepared to file our anti-slap motion. It was all ready to go. I was kind of excited. Honestly, Deborah cooked. But then a few days later, Ethan filed the motion to
I'm going to say settlements are very common in court because, first of all, you're kind of always gambling a little bit when you're in court, whether you're going to win or not. Are you eating raw pasta? No, I'm eating veggie straws, man. Second, even if you ignore the money aspect and how much lawsuits cost, it's just a bunch of time and energy that goes into lawsuits. It's just like such a waste of energy, you know? Like there are just so many like meetings and calls and documents to review, and it's so much energy that could be put into literally anything else. So I'm never gonna like judge people for being like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for the settlement. And the settlement terms that Noah's lawyer cooked up were pretty good. I think that those were all pretty reasonable. Hey, I'll remove the video that says Ethan Klein is suing me and lawsuit update. I'll remove those two since you're not suing me anymore. And I'll say that we disagreed, but we both think that our time and money is better spent on causes that matter. And we're ending things amicably. And we both move on. Like, that's a great settlement. That is a great settlement. And I actually do think it would have made Ethan look good to accept that settlement. I feel like I'm only speaking on my opinion. I feel like if he had accepted that settlement, that would have looked better than dismissing it for him. But that's just my opinion. Because dismissing it just like it doesn't
can't do fucking shit.
Look good. But maybe he's got like some strategy, some legal squash in the back that we don't know about. Dismissed with prejudice, though, Denim. Mm-hmm. What about it? Oh, let me do that. Spenny Time, thank you so much for the 10 gift subs. Also, guys, I totally forgot. I haven't shilled it all on stream. Guys, if you like the stream, if you love Wormy, okay? If you would like to support my legal battle, okay? Because I'm still going to go to appeals court. Consider throwing a Prime. It's totally free. I know some of you are probably just sitting on a free Prime sub, thinking about using it. Throw one over here. Maybe throw a tier 1, a tier 2, a tier 3 sub. Maybe if you just want to hear one of the funny alerts, go. They are appealing. Wait, what? Yeah, I talked about it in my video. Contraman, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Maybe even gift some subs to some other chatters that have no pants. And I even made sure to get a bunch of emotes. We have a bunch of new emotes that I actually really like and think are pretty cool. You're not even showing Worm. Why should we? You know, my worm is not a prop, okay? She's a lady. She's a sweet lady. All right? Rude. Disrespectful. Look at her. Being a freak. She insists on sitting long style. She doesn't want to sit any other way. How old is she? I think she's like 5. Pretty sure she's 5. Isn't that right, Wormy? Isn't that right? She's so tired. She only has 2 modes. Sleeping on me and on my desk, or at like 500 decibels meowing in the other room like, wow! That's it. Those are the only 2 modes that she has. Isn't that right, Wormy? That's so right, Wormy. That's so right. Cat Doctor, thank you so much for the 20 gifts of Misguided Penguin. Thank you for the 12 months. Hammond Fist, thank you for the 20 gifts of Reptilian. Thank you for the gifts of Wolf. Thank you for the Prime stuff. Koga, thank you so much for the 10 gift subs. John Brown, thank you for the 5. Stove, thank you for the 10.
Can't do fucking shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. Anon, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Kaya's Corner, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Thank you, guys. My cats are 13 and 15 and are still batshit crazy. Why would you tell me this? No. No. Everyone's like, don't worry. When they get older, they stop being as annoying. It's like, wow. So that was a fucking lie. So that was a lie. Runners, thank you so much for the 2 gift subs. Rod, thank you so much for the prime. Chief Supreme, thank you for the 36 months.
The Rolls are gone, people.
They're totally gone, people. Novelina, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, guys, I'm thinking let's get to 2,500. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I need to see 200 more subs. I'm thinking we need to hit the goal, or else I bake Wormy. Oh, no. She didn't like me threatening to bake her. She was like, stop, don't bake me. I'm sorry, Wormy. I won't bake you. I was just kidding. I was just joking when I said that.
The mullet rolls are gone, people.
No, Wormy, I was just kidding. But seriously, though, you're actually kind of like... Don't worry, guys. I have emergency tubes. Thankfully, I have emergency tubes for exactly this. When she starts cutting off my blood supply.
Denims' feet.
Isn't that right? Wait.
He also wanted me to remove 6 separate videos.
Stop speaking. Yes, good. Good, Wormy. That's a crazy remix, dude. Allison, thank you for the 14 months. Lisa, thank you for the 7 months. Paula, thank you for the gift sub. Contraman, thank you for the 20 gift subs. Great, thank you for the 5. GB Cats, thank you for the 20. Thanks.
They should be kissing Denims' feet.
Novelina, thank you so much for the 3 months. I want you to know my cat is now pissed because he sees the churro on screen and now I have to give him one. Sorry. Stop. The producer tag. Stop. Ruin Maniac. Or sorry, Ruin Manic. Thank you so much for the 52 months. Okay, Wormy, that's enough. You're just going to start eating the aluminum foil now. Okay. Now, if you would please... Okay. She just left. I was like, if you would please leave. And then she just left before I said anything. Cog, thank you for the 10 gifts of Catflip. Thank you for the 38 months. Queen, thank you for the prime. Brunch, thank you for the prime. Ruin Manic, thank you for the 52
The mullet
months.
rolls are gone, people.
Walrus, thank you for the gifts. Poor Man, thank you for the 8 months. Sparrow, thank you so much for the prime. Thanks, guys. All right. Well, enough of that. Thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate it. I only get to do this broadcast and have fun and meme on people because of your guys' support, so it means a lot to me. So I do not rely on any sponsors. I don't rely on any ad revenue. So this show is completely, entirely brought to you by viewers like you. So I appreciate it. The once a week stream. Listen, I told you guys I was going to be really busy. And I also said I would deliver for the rest of July. And so far, we've been delivering. All right, back to the video.
Dismiss with prejudice. And that was it.
Topper, thank you so much for the 20 gift subs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have you seen Kaya's Corner's video on Ethan? I watched a little bit of it. It was pretty good. We just had a lot of other stuff to cover at the time, and now I'm like, I feel like everyone's already seen it. So
The Marlboros are gone, people.
you got out for cigarettes, but you always come back. Exactly. Exactly. Cog, thank you for the 20 gift subs. What the heck? Thank you.
Back to that question of like what happened, why'd he back out? Because he hasn't publicly commented and he didn't respond to my request for comment, we can really only speculate. Maybe he did have a change of heart. Maybe he doesn't want to be the one that hands out lawsuits left and right to silence critics. And maybe if he were to admit this publicly and apologize for wasting my time and money.
Can someone explain to me what the difference is between dismissing with or without prejudice? With prejudice means that you can't refile the same exact lawsuit again. Without prejudice, usually, it means you can refile the same thing, but it means that it was dismissed because of some like technical or like procedural error or procedural issue. Right?
And acting like a freak throughout the whole process, then maybe I'd believe that. But until then, I think there are more likely explanations. See, Ethan has stated publicly that his many lawsuits against smaller creators have damaged his reputation.
I don't want to be the fucking litigious asshole that's suing everybody. Like, I know what people think of me. I know what people say about me. I'm not a moron. I know, like, the consequences of doing all these lawsuits and stuff.
The biggest backlash so far came very...
Does he? No? I do think, I was going to say, before Noah said it himself, I think a big reason why he's lost a lot of steam, and this is just conjecture on my part, personal opinion, is the Penguin Zero videos, the Moist Critical Charlie videos, basically being like, which, let me say, the crown is too far for me to go get it, but just pretend like there's a crown on my head. The tentative ruling was like so big because the tentative, Charlie only made this video after the tentative ruling because no one at that point wanted to cover any of these lawsuits. Which, by the way, kind of crazy that Charlie did not reach out to me, but that's okay. The biggest thing is like, you don't want to be like the trying not to use the word fence sitter because I don't want to be mean for no reason. I want to encourage behavior that I think is good behavior. You know what I mean? Like, someone does something you want them to do, you should continue to encourage them to do it by being nice and being like, good boy.
The Marlboros are gone, people.
But like, Charlie doesn't want to like side with a fucking loser. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to side with a loser. People want to side with the winner. And you look like an idiot to be like, yeah, and Ethan, these lawsuits are totally...
The Marlboros are gone, people.
These lawsuits are totally unjustified. They're complete bullshit. And then, like, he wins on, like, a tentative ruling. It's like, it makes you kind of look like an idiot for saying that in the first place. So I think a lot of people literally didn't want...
Denims' feet.
They didn't want to say anything because they didn't want to be accidentally siding with the loser. Right? But, yeah, so. Runner, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs, by the way. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Recently, when he was criticized by a prominent YouTuber, Charlie of the channel Penguin Zero, he criticized Ethan's lawsuits, and these videos got millions of views.
Ethan, of all people, should be very familiar with how defamatory...
What the? Cog, thank you for the 21 gift subs! Wait, what the hell? Wait, we're actually going to get to 2,500? Dope. Wait, thank you.
Lawsuits can be exploited by those with a lot of money. He was the guy that always fought on the right side of these kind of battles. And now in this case, I really think he's lost his way in that regard.
Ethan also just lost a lawsuit against the streamer Denims. He sued her for copyright infringement, and the ruling on this one was just brutal. The judge ruled against Ethan while citing his own previous case of defending against a frivolous copyright lawsuit. It wasn't until both of these events that Ethan began offering to drop his defamation lawsuits, in exchange for an apology, of course.
If Ian would issue a genuine apology, I'd probably think think about dropping the lawsuit. And honestly, the same is true of Noah Samson. If he just issued like a heartfelt apology, I'd probably consider dropping it.
And there's another part to this that I think is worth discussing, which is how Ethan's reputation has also taken hits due to his support.
Which, let me say, Noah Samson, very smart to not just immediately issue the apology or whatever, and to instead like wait to, you know, talk to your lawyers and stuff and see what would happen. Because the fact that it was dismissed and he didn't even need to do that ever, like, that's dope. I also had pretty good faith that like an anti-slap motion would win. I'm not a lawyer, but, you know, anti-slap motions are pretty strong, and proving defamation per se on the statement, like, the YouTubers that backed a genocide, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And like, the thing is, it's like, I've already talked about this. If you guys have watched Noah Samson's videos before, the video is like fair. Like Noah Samson is arguably too fair to most people, where he talks about people that are complete pieces of shit who lie about everything all of the time. Like the think before you sleep guy, or like a Cheeto or whatever. Like he responds to YouTubers that are completely bad faith, and he will still be good faith the entire time through. Like he is not bad faith at any point. So like, if you guys had seen the original video that he made on Ethan, I think we reacted to it here. It's pretty good faith. Like it's very, hey, okay, let's just hand it to them. Let's just say this. Let's just say this. You can see how this like puts a bad taste in people's mouth to talk about like going on vacation or whatever. And then like also the fact that Ethan himself had made a video saying that he regrets making that video, talking about, or like he regretted saying that he wanted to go on vacation to Israel to show people how beautiful it was. And he realized that it was tone deaf. Like all of this stuff combined was not great. Right? Wait, so does he have any active lawsuits? Yes, mine, because he said he's going to appeal it. So currently mine is still active. What was I gonna say? But anyways, yeah. Noah's made like 30-minute videos apologizing for tiny mistakes. Yeah. So let me say that like, and your other one. Well, technically, he's currently dismissed that one without prejudice. So I don't know. Rogan 2, yes. I don't know Canada court as well, or well enough at all, actually, to know how IDubbbz's lawsuit is going. I don't know if I've seen the official ruling about like it being withdrawn or not. But he said that he would withdraw it. He said that the apology was good enough, and he told his lawyers to back off. So he did make that comment. So I presume that it will be dropped, but I don't know. So yeah. Addie, thank you so much for the 46 months. Thank you. Nathan, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thanks, guys. Thank you again, Cog, for the 21 gift subs.
For Israel. According to him, this perception has ruined some of his personal and professional relationships.
From a professional perspective, our entire lives are ruined. Collaborations, partners, business partners, employees, creators, friends.
If you look at the trends in views and subscribers, there's been a demonstrable drop since October of 2023.
Brutal chart, man. Brutal.
Former fans of H3 are leaving and have spoken about the sort of rampant Zionism in that community. Apparently, even just wearing their merch now has an explicit association with the state of Israel.
And he forgot one very crazy thing, which was when they launched their makeup line, they launched their like Teddy Glow. They said that 3 out of the 4 models that modeled for the makeup, I think it was 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 3, publicly apologized for associating. And said, sorry, we can't take back any of like our images because those are images that they own that belong to Teddy Glow now. But yeah, sorry, I won't be collaborating with them anymore.
At one point, Ethan may have thought that suing me for criticizing his statements about Israel could change this public perception.
I'd love to see you reason out in a court document about how...
To be fair, you saw how ugly that shit was. I'd also apologize. Okay, valid. Okay, to TBQH, you're right, because that makeup did not look good. Okay, can I just say, like, as someone who would love... I need to make tea. It's like exactly at like 9 or 10 a.m. every, well, not, I guess not exactly. Like 9 or 10 a.m. every day, I like start needing tea. But watching clips on YouTube did not prepare me for how fast Denims talks. I was going to respond to something she said, but then she went on to make several different points. Sorry. My bad. Sorry. It's the ADHD brain. Oh yeah, right. I remember. As someone who loves eyeliner, I love eyeliner. It's the only like actual like not makeup I use because I don't want people to be like, she thinks she can lie to us and say she doesn't wear makeup. But when I like, it's the only visible makeup that I wear. I don't really do eyeshadow. I don't really do mascara. I don't really do any crazy lip makeup ever. I don't really know how to do them, and I'm kind of too lazy to do them, so I just do the same makeup every time. And that's it. I don't do contour. Denim's not like other girls. Yeah, and I hate myself for it, okay? You don't do mascara? No, I hate how mascara makes my eyes fucking feel. So the only like visible makeup, no, I wear concealer. I'm saying the only visible makeup I wear, visible here meaning like makeup that anyone should be able to spot immediately, is eyeliner. Because I just love how eyeliner looks. I just love it, dude. It's so fun. Lash extensions? No, I'm just hairy. No, I'm just Arab. Sorry, I'm just a fucking Arab, man. Yeah. The trade-off is like growing a mustache that I have to laser off, all right? That's the trade-off. Tough titties there. Dude, I used to have some killer sideburns, though, before I lasered them to the abyss. Bro, they were fat, bro. They were huge, man. Oh, unibrow, obviously, duh. What was I saying? What the fuck are you guys talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Right, eyeliner. So as someone who loves eyeliner, it's like the only makeup that I love so much. I love eyeliner. I hate not having eyeliner on. The idea of an eyeliner that you can erase sounded dope. And they released this eyeliner that you could erase. And it was like a two-sided eyeliner pen. One of them had the actual like eyeliner, and the other one had like micellar water that was supposed to erase it, but it didn't like work. Like they demoed it on their show and they were like, see, look at how good it's working. And it just smudged everything everywhere. I was like, that doesn't look good. So like I wanted to like it, but it didn't look like it worked. I was like, how did they do it? What's the technology? And it's like, that's just going to get it smudged everywhere, no? And then they do it. It's like, wait, this is smudged everywhere. Thought you were Egyptian when I first found you. Wait, I am. Well, what do you mean you thought? What I am? All right. Q-tip, alcohol, no. Pro Stratches use a Q-tip. Oh, I just get like a makeup wipe and I just like put my finger on it and then I just like. Usually I just like own up to whatever mistake. It has to be really bad. I have to have totally fucked my shit up.
I and Mudahar support genocide. I really look forward to that.
But somewhere along the line, he must have realized that this strategy wouldn't work. When he got the chance to prove me wrong in front of a judge, just like he wanted, he folded. He backed out at the last minute. So here we are. So anyways, super glad this is all over, ready to get back to making regular videos. I'll update everyone with a post as soon as I can about the GoFundMe situation once that's cleared up. I appreciate everyone who has supported me throughout this whole ordeal, including those who have contributed to the fundraiser and the many creators who were kind enough to join in on the fundraiser stream. That was super cool. And once again, huge shout out to my lawyer, Deborah Drews, and her firm, Drews Legal. She genuinely saved the day. If you have any legal troubles in the vein of this case, her firm may be interested down the line, so hit them up. Okay, that's it.
Noah Samson exploiting laborers by paying them an exposure. Interesting, Noah. I'm kidding. That was just a joke. Just a joke. I'm just joking. I thought you were Lebanese, not Egyptian. No. I'm lesbianese. Okay. All right. Flip it and ship it. My bad.
we're done. Done talking about Ethan Klein. See you in the next video. Bye.
Yay! As a giant fat guy, I know way more makeup stuff than I should. A pattern of dating goth chicks and clowns has resulted in info I don't ever use. Why don't you just talk about your massive dick while you're at it, dude? Just go ahead. I don't understand. Like, if you're gonna show off, just fucking go ahead. Just go all in, man. I don't get it. Oh, look at me. I date beautiful goth girls and clowns. Fuck you. All right. You know what, man? Like, oh, I'm sorry. We can't all be so fucking lucky. All right. Some of us out here are starving. Some guys are dying of thirst while others are drowning. All right. So yeah, you know what? Happy. I gotta send Noah a message. Happy for you, Noah. Glad you're not dealing with a lawsuit anymore. Amen. I was always shocked and surprised that he went for that lawsuit because that is like that is, man, litigating so much of that stuff in court cannot be fun. Because like there is something nice about copyright cases, which you don't really focus on the substance as much, right? You're focused on, like, it doesn't matter whether or not the statements are factual. It's just totally irrelevant to fair use. And you're just discussing whether or not that the work was transformative, which is really dope, which I'm really happy about because, like, I can't litigating Israel-Palestine in a courthouse sounds like so much work, so many hours. Fuck. Surgeon, thank you so much for the 10 gift subs. What the heck? Thank you. The dumbest thing I heard on that podcast was that Noah can fundraise for Palestine, but he can't fundraise for a lawsuit, and then he fundraised a ton. Yeah, dude, I remember that. It was like, yeah, well, maybe he should have kept that fundraiser money because there's no way people will donate to him for a lawsuit. It's like, what? Yeah, they would. What? Anyways, Cog, thank you so much for the 33 gift subs. 2,500, let's go. Wormy doesn't need to be shaved anymore. I'm hoping this means a change of heart is happening with Ethan. He doesn't bother with the appeal, but who knows what's going on with his marbles. Yeah, I don't really just don't know. Maybe I'm just like copium pilled or maybe I'm just hopium pilled. But I feel like you can always reverse course at any point. No matter how far you've gone, and you're not going to make any progress unless you start reversing course. So like, come on, man. Come on. Why did someone mention marbles? Everyone knows it's the Marlboros that are gone. Sorry. All right. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today, kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But I don't understand. But maybe it's not for me to understand. Maybe my simpleton brain cannot understand the inner machinations of a YouTube titan like Ethan Klein. Because in all honesty, this is what's happening in my brain. So I don't know. Maybe it's not for me to understand, you know? The mind of a communist e-girl is a disturbed realm. I'm new here, but I have been tapped in the lawsuit and all. What's the update? Well, basically, Ethan Klein dropped his case against Noah Samson with prejudice, which means he can't refile it. I don't know why. I don't think he's commented on it. No. Well, I can check, see. But yeah. The other thing too is that's oh, sorry, I saw a message from a friend. The other thing too that I don't understand either is even if he had dismissed it without prejudice, I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations is over because when he filed it, the statute of limitations on that defamation had like 2 days left on it. So I'm pretty sure even if he had dismissed it without prejudice, he wouldn't have been able to refile it anyways because of the statute of limitations. But maybe there's like, I don't know, maybe there's like some fun little like legal loophole about refiling that I don't know about, but yeah, I don't really understand. Did the judge add the prejudice part? Well, no, I don't think so. I think it's like he personally filed it with prejudice, so it wouldn't be refiled. So I don't know. That's it. But yeah, that's it. No one's, why did I just speak in Asmon? Too much mold content yesterday. Blah. I've spoken in an Asmon, not idiom, saying, whatever. Yep, that's it. Yeah. Oh, God. With prejudice, because Noah Samson is spiritually female. That's the truth. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so that's it. Noah Samson's lawsuit is now officially over. And he cannot refile that particular lawsuit any longer. So it's done. It's over. Big Noah W. I am I'm just being facetious, but I'm happy to pave the way for you, Noah. You can thank me on the way out. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, or whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to say things that sound cool. I don't know. Question mark. Too many lawsuits to track? Is he still suing anyone else? Well, he's still suing me. Like he's appealing the judge's ruling, and I believe he's still suing. I think Fergan's lawsuit is still active. And technically, we haven't found out whether or not the IDubbbz lawsuit is over. He said he would tell his legal team to stop, but I don't know. But yeah. Don't let the door hit you with where the good Lord split you. Whatever that means. All right. Wait. People are enjoying the Twitter. You know, a lot of people, they say they like my Twitter. They say they like the posts. They say Denims posts such great things. And you should follow her on Twitter. You should follow her on Instagram. She makes great tweets. She makes excellent tweets. So I gotta say, do you guys see this shit? Everyone says Denims is so humble. Everyone's been saying it. She's so humble. You guys see this fucking post? Sorry, the person that said don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you made me think of this fucking bizarro tweet. What is this tweet? 6 million views, 4K likes, 2,500 responses. The best logical fallacy to give an atheist when discussing morals is to ask them why it's morally wrong to have intercourse with a roadkill. It's dead who will not feel anything. Nobody will know, and there are no victims. If you ask a Christian or a Buddhist why it's morally wrong, they will tell you. I like how he didn't put Muslim in there. It's because the body retains inherent dignity as part of God's creation or the sacred flow of life, and desecrating it violates divine natural order or harms your soul and karma and shows disrespect. I don't know why I'm doing this voice for him. I don't know. Even if no one knows it, feels it, or knows it. An atheist worldview of this question, taken to its extreme, concludes that intercourse with roadkill is tantamount to masturbation and nothing more. Sorry, I just gotta say. Wait, where's that one, like, fried peepo? Where's this image? Did I not save this image? Fuckers. Thought I saved it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. What the fuck? What was happening in your brain that you were like, let me start writing this? Yeah. Also, why would you go to, like, roadkill? Like, there are so many great examples of, like, things that we don't, like we're kind of hardwired as, like, evolutionarily to not be cool with. Like, our body dislikes it inherently, usually to avoid diseases. Why would you go to this one? Of all the instances you could talk about, like, violating someone's consent that doesn't exist anymore, like, why not talk about, like, grave robbing? Like, I think grave robbing is a much better example of, like, hey, here's, like, I bet atheists would tell you can grave rob as many people as you want. But it's like, okay, sure, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Sure, if you want to argue that one, but, like, I don't know, like, this one, roadkill. Because there are victims in that scenario? I mean, what if it's, like, last of kin? It's some person who died who had no friends and no family. No estate, nothing. He took his few belongings with him. Like, what would be morally wrong about doing that? Nothing, but it just feels wrong. Like, it feels wrong to, like, dig up a grave and, like, take someone's shit, right? It doesn't feel right to do, even if, but that's also because we're social creatures, right? Like, the act of grave robbing feels right. Even again, if you're like, even if there's technically nothing morally wrong with doing it, right? Why go to fucking roadkill? Like, roadkill is crazy. Like, what the hell? I mean, that's still morally wrong. I mean, what's morally wrong about, like, taking something from a grave that it otherwise doesn't belong to anyone? I don't think you should, and I think it's wrong for social purposes, but I don't think you can easily define what's morally wrong about it. Free wedding rings is crazy. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I don't know if there's ethically anything wrong if it's like, right? But it doesn't feel right to do. Based on social norms, there's still a basis for the morality. We tend to have a narrow definition of what morality even means. At least, well, yeah, but sorry, I'm saying, like, you would, it doesn't really matter. My point is, like, you can't easily define what in clear words is wrong. Like, when you can just, like, when you describe why something is morally wrong, generally speaking, the reason is it is harmful to someone and that's why you shouldn't do it, right? Like, why shouldn't you punch a random person in the face that didn't deserve it? Because they didn't deserve it and you just physically hurt someone else and you wouldn't like it if it happened to you, right? When it comes to something like, I don't know, stealing someone's wedding rings from like their grave and they have like no next of kin, no family, no friends or whatever. It's like, well, who's being harmed? I mean, like no one? Like, right? Probably. But I feel like you can have that conversation and that doesn't feel weird. And this guy's going straight to like, atheists. I bet atheists would have sex with dead animals on the side of the road if it wasn't for God. It's like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck? What in the fuck? Oh my god. Jesus. This guy is a shit poster. Schrodinger's douchebag. You can't just call yourself a shit poster whenever a tweet flops. Alright? Also, all of these people actually are Christians. Okay? They literally are. The type of people that post this way. He believes what he's saying. You can tell it's not a troll post too, because he doubles down in the next reply. So. They're never letting you back into Egypt if you don't have a problem with grave robbing. Well, I do have a problem with it. I just can't explain why I have a problem with it. But it's also like, that's kind of the human condition. You're just like, you're kind of just a hypocrite and you just kind of like recognize that and try not to be. Right? No. Is today a no politics day? Wait, is this the link that you were sending? Oh no, this is not it. I saw the link you sent last time. It was pretty funny. Hold up. I wanted to show that because I said that I would and I try to keep my promises. No, not this. No, not this. Where is it? Oh my god. Also, yeah, I saw Rokana detained by Israeli settlers and IDF during visit to Palestine. Talk about that later. If you vote Binface, I will save you £380,000 without me even doing anything. Count Binface was questioned by the BBC this morning, and honestly, he sounds better. What is happening in UK politics? Like, I'm not saying the US is doing better, considering, you know, the people that we have elected.
House, nationalizing Adele, bring back CFAX, and of course, moving the hand dryer in the gents' toilet in the Crown and Treaty pub Uxbridge to a more sensible position, because as you know, it's a national issue.
Those policies didn't go down too well, did they, with the good people of Makerfield? I believe you got 95 votes at the recent by-election. So how are you hoping to do any better?
What a disgracefully scornful tone. How dare you? 95 actual votes? That's a Dolly Parton. 95, just one shot.
That's a Dolly Parton 9-5 is crazy.
Of a reverse 69, which I scored against Boris in an Uxbridge sports hall in 2019.
Dude, I'm all for Count Binface. Count Binface to the end, bro. Apparently, which of the following Ipsos poll? Which of the following would you prefer to win by the by-election? Count Binface in the lead? Let's go, Count Binface! Yeah! Yeah! Critical support for Binface! Dude, I don't, admittedly, I don't keep up that much with UK politics, but this shit was pretty funny. All right, enough of this. We'll talk about that later. There's some other things. Oh, right. Before I forget. All right, let's watch this shit. Okay, so. I don't know what.
Yous all dealt with me.
Stop.
Tray.
Goddamn fucking motherfucking Twitch ads. Damn you, Twitch. Damn you. Don't. It's Polymarket ads. Stop. Don't. Guys, I've already lost someone in my life to gambling. I'm getting calls from friends being like, "Hey, so I downloaded Kalshi. Do you know a lot about that?" I'm like, "No, I don't gamble unless like I'm in Vegas. I try not to gamble. You're statistically set to lose, so it's not good to gamble." And they were like, "No, it's not gambling. You know, if you Google it, it says it's betting." It's like, but gambling is betting. What do you...
Do you live in the Big Bang Theory or Pangria?
I hate this edit. Is this one?
Okay. Do you believe in the Big Bang Theory or Pangria?
What the fuck is Pangria?
No, this isn't the edit either. There's one that's a perfect edit.
Do you live in the Big Bang Theory or Pangria?
What the fuck is Pangria? Like, that sounds like some World of Warcraft thing.
It's where islands, they're like the whole world was an island and it got split into continents.
The whole world or our planet?
Our planet. The world is the planet.
That's how I felt. I was like, gambling is betting. Betting is gambling. That's what that is. I invested $100,000 into Kalshi and it turned into $16,000. Yeah. Nigel's being investigated for being a dodgy fuck with money. He quit as an MP to stop this investigation, then decided to run for the place he just quit, thinking it'd be an easier victory. No real party will join in the election, saying it's mocking the system to get out of his investigations. Count Binface just tries to join every election he can. This is who you're arguing with on Reddit, by the way. I don't argue on Reddit. Don't be a crazy person. Yeah, no, I just can't. I can't. Listen. All right. What was I going to say? What the fuck were we talking about? I got distracted. Betting is gambling. You willing to put money on that? Dude, I can't. Dude, I can't. I don't really like how everyone has just turned gambling or like betting. Gambling is so normal now. I don't really like that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Personally, not a big fan of that. Not a big fan. Because, like, I feel like... Okay, maybe I'm coping and seething and malting and balding. If you go to Vegas and you're like, I'm going to put down like $100 and if I lose it, I lose it and I don't care. Great. It's not like something you're going to do every day, right? That's like, I think that's pretty like you're a good, responsible adult and you're not putting more than you're willing to lose and you're just doing it when you're on vacation having fun, right? Like, it's kind of like going out to eat when you're on vacation somewhere and going to like a nice restaurant when you're on vacation. Like, it's not something you would do every day, but it's something you're going to do when you're on vacation so you can have some fun. Doing it at home just feels wrong. Like, dude, you can't. It is still basically just burning money, though. Yeah, but you have to recognize the distinction between having to plan a vacation and go somewhere versus being able to just put money on your phone that doesn't feel real at all. And you can do it at any time, any place, whenever you're feeling like it. It's like, burning money isn't necessarily the issue? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Enough of that. Oh. Ow. I like sternum. Ah. You ever stretch and hurt yourself? Ow. All right. Let me get my tea, and then watching a Denim stream is like sitting next to your friend who didn't want to share the PC, and it ends up just them showing funny Flash video. All right. So we talked about it a little bit yesterday, and the day before. I'm sure many of you guys have seen it at this point, but like Emiru, sorry, Miskiff posted these logs of Asmongold and Emiru, where Asmongold is like, yeah, I say the N-word all the time, and she's like, really? And he's like, yeah, and she's like, LOL, and people were like, what? I'm sorry, what? Huh? Let me pull this up. Sorry, this doesn't be funny. Let me find this. Hold on. Maybe it's in my bookmarks. Maybe I didn't even bookmark it or save it or like it or anything. Oh. Sorry, I saw some more like China being amazing stuff. Finding out how much Asmon and Emiru game together was crazy. Yeah, sorry. Let me pull it up. This is useful. And no, not that. Not this. Guys, I never thought I would see it. Can you believe? Denim stock is going all the way to the fucking moon. This is a great time to invest. Anyone who got in early, you guys are living well. I finally have clip channels that get likes on Twitter. What the fuck? Can you guys believe this? No, I can believe it. Can you guys believe this? Denim coin to the fucking moon, dude. Hell yes. All right, enough of this. Why is it hard to find this stupid post? Maybe I just look up Miskiff. God fucking damn it. I'm gonna find it any second now. Any second now. Alright, finally fucking found it. Miskiff posted this tweet. I'm just gonna assume some people in here don't. Sorry, I read a chat message. That's funny. Just Queener. When are you going to address the hater channels that say you're 1000% done? Oh, my bad. Sorry. I'll take care of that later. Baba Habibi, thank you for the 6 months. I've had denim stock since Hell's Kitchen days. Yes. All right. So, right. So Miskiff tweeted this out saying, hey, Asmon, are you going to react to your queen Emiru's 48 minutes of lies? Or do you want to keep hitting on her, saying how cool you are for using the N-word as passwords at 33 years old? Emiru had sent this to me. He's saying Emiru sent Miskiff this screenshot years ago, and it's a screenshot, 10 million views is crazy. It's a screenshot that says, it's like Emiru saying a creative, huh? And then Asmon saying some like, it's like a compilation. It's like a bunch of letters and numbers made to look like the N-word. Like I'm talking really creative, and then this is crazy. This is getting me every time now. Emiru saying screenshotted JK, which she did screenshot and send it to him. It's so fucking funny. The screenshotted JK. Screenshotted JK. It's okay, I'm safe. So did Emiru leak this? Well, she sent it to Miskiff years ago, so I don't know. And then, anyways, continuing. At a certain point, he wasn't even the password anymore. And then he says, everyone knows I said it, don't worry. And she omega lols. And he says, I think I even have videos of me saying it. And she says, really, LOL? He says, yeah, I have super bad stuff online and no one cares. And then she says, Pokey is a racist for Eclipse, but you don't try to act perfect, I guess. Asmon says, yeah, that's why people hate her, not because of the words, but because of the fakeness, 100%. And then I guess she made a stream about it. So you guys all agree the thing that's crazy in here is like the kind of throwing shade on Pokey's name. But more important than that is the, yeah, I say the N-word all the time. I have videos of me saying the N-word. And the response is, really? LOL? Omega lol. Omega laughing. Well, you don't try to act perfect. It's like, bragging about saying it is crazy. I don't. So she did a stream and she's like, wait, that's not the full context of those logs. So I'm going to show you guys the context. It was in May of 2024 is what's making me laugh, like not in 2015 or something. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Or sorry, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It was never okay to say the N-word. And it's never been okay to say the N-word. The internet in 2015 was one where everyone was saying it. 2015, I don't know what was, like everyone was like smoking crack or something and everyone's like, the internet doesn't matter, I'll just do everything. And it was like, huh? Yeah, the F, so every slur you could think of was everywhere forever. And kind of just like, you try to go and watch an old YouTube video, like an old funny skit YouTube video from a YouTuber you liked, and you're like, dude, what the hell? Even like sort of Gamergate, like I would say even maybe cut off like 2016, maybe someone who's like delayed processing, like maybe 2017, but like 2026 is crazy. It's crazy. All right.
Oh, what happened, and then, you know, it doesn't change certain parts of it, but I was like, I should probably, like, show what happened. So, oh, music flat, oh, sorry. Hello, can you guys hear me now?
Can I theater mode? There we go. Also, if I can be bold, saying it in 2026 is on, like, the internet, it's mostly just cringe. Like, there was some shock value back in 2015 because it's just never something that you saw people engage in the real world. So when you saw it on the internet, it was a little bit crazy. So there was shock value. Now it's like, it feels like the equivalent of seeing someone say like, what about airline food? It's like, aren't you embarrassed?
No one reasonable cares. I don't think that's true. I mean, I would care. I would think that it's strange. Okay, so again, like, if you don't know what's going on, that's okay. Like, you can go look at it. I don't really mind. But so there was like a conversation that was posted by somebody, and I wanted to show.
I think you could just say that was posted by Mizka.
The actual context of that conversation, because it was claimed in the post that like, oh, we were like joking about a password or like flirting or something, which like, that is not what happened at all. And I will show you guys, like, I'm not scared to show that at all. That is not what was happening. Doesn't change certain things, like I said, but I will show you guys. So this is like the first part of the conversation.
You made weekly rewards progress. Yay! What did I win?
You can feel free to read it. I'm probably not going to read through it myself because like that would just take a while, but like you're free to screenshot it, whatever. So the first part of the conversation, we're talking about like streaming.
The context in which Omega lolling about the N-word is all right. Of course.
On Rumble, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm talking about, okay, so like, this will take a bit, but I'm talking about how Rumble chat is bad because they don't have IP bans. So the context of this conversation is we were talking about crazy viewers, like horrible people in chat. So then I go on and I'm like, yes, it's horrible because people can just spam different accounts. And so I was talking about this guy who made multiple accounts to like harass people in a chat. And then he, Asmon, starts talking about one of Trainwreck's viewers and saying like, oh, Train had this viewer that was like a insane, like weirdo racist. And so then I'm like, holy shit, like that's fucking insane. Like that's fucking weird. Like who does that? So that's the actual context of what's going on, is I'm reacting to this super fucking weird viewer, and like we're clearly talking about.
I'm trying, like, I'm jamming so hard, dude. I love this song. I think it's Kill V Mame. Listen, I don't like Grimes, but that song goes really hard. That one and the Magdalena Bay remix they're both so good. Anyways, yeah. So far, all she said is like, the context of this conversation was that we were talking about like viewers and other people that use the N-word as their password.
Insane viewers, right? It was not his password. Like, you can clearly see there's no flirting happening.
Okay, so can I just ask really quickly? Why does it matter whether or not it was his password? He just said later that he says it all the time and there are clips of him saying it. Oh, sorry, that's disrespectful pause. That's a disrespectful pause. I'm not a bitch. Okay, listen, not on that front. Sorry. I just don't like what the hell? I don't understand how that changes that context. Like that, and that's the only thing people actually care about. I feel like the password thing is just like, it's just very childish. It's the part where he's like, yeah, and I say it all the time. It's like, what? Okay. And then you laughed about that. Like, what?
Like I said at the beginning, I know, like, this doesn't change the context of, like, certain things in it. And, like, some people are still gonna feel uncomfortable about that. And I totally understand that. Like, I'm not cool with that type of language being...
You're not cool with that type of language being used? Girl, we can see the messages. What do you mean? Maybe she's gonna say... Wait, I don't... See, this is what... Like, it's so infuriating. Let me just say really quickly as a side tangent. Like, you gotta transform the content. You're just letting it play. But sometimes when you pause it too fast, you don't let someone finish. So maybe she's saying she's not cool with it anymore. Let me let her speak.
Used to people, like, that's fucking awful. And I... Like, looking back now, I don't like the way that I handled that at all. It was
okay,
wrong.
Yeah, see? This is why you gotta let people talk. Yeah, but, like, you're still, like, buddies with him, though. Like, you were still talking about... Like, you guys were still, like, long after this. Because these messages are in 2024. May 2024. But they're, like, they were still, like, playing games and being besties. Like, at least last year. What? And if anything, he's just gotten, like, worse. So I don't understand. It's not like... I would understand if he had changed as a person, but, like, what?
I don't like it. But, yeah, you guys can see, this is, like, actually the context of what happened. It wasn't like, oh, my password is a horrible word. Oh, he...
Also, if you were trying to say, like, this is not behavior that I excuse, wouldn't you just say, like, yeah, obviously I'm not going to be friends with someone like Asmon who says it and, like, clearly doesn't care about saying that he says the N-word. And, like, engages in... Like, there's... Like, what? But then she would never answer that because the answer is, of course I'm still friends with him. Right? I also kind of low-key don't understand the purpose of this stream because I feel like this stream defends Asmon more than it defends herself. Like,
that's so funny. Like, no, we're laughing about it. Insane weirdo. But anyway, I think it's very unfortunate that even though this...
Wait, so she is still actively friends with him, so she's just rationalizing her relationship with a piece of shit? Well... There was one person that did sleuthing and they found that there's like that video showing like all the games that they play with each other and that they like show up to parties together or whatever. So they're obviously homies, but also more importantly, think about it. If you were in her shoes, just like POV, you're in her shoes and people are upset at you because you're like friends with this racist piece of shit. Or you were friends with this racist piece of shit. Because she just said like 2 seconds ago, looking back on this conversation, like how I handled that conversation was not good. If I was in that position, or if anyone else was in that position and they wanted to show people that they're not racist, you would obviously immediately say, I'm obviously not friends with someone that still acts that way. Like I'm not friends with him now. Isn't that the obvious thing that you would say if you were trying to show people that that's not acceptable behavior? But if you just, it's like platitudes. If you just say, obviously that's not okay to do. And then you still like hang out with someone all the time and you still like, like get raids all the time and like, This
is like solely on me. Like this should, if anyone's gonna get criticized, obviously it should only be me. Of like, well, I mean, you know, of my friends.
Oh, she's saying like the only people that should be the only person out of like, I think she's trying to say that people shouldn't be criticizing like Cinna. I think that's what she's trying to say.
It's unfortunate that even though like it's only on me, there are people targeting other people I'm friends with who literally have nothing to do with this at all. Like they have nothing to do with this at all. And I would like to try to minimize problems for those people since like I'm currently in like a bunch of really strange, weird stuff. And I don't know yet exactly what that course of action will be, but I will figure it out. There's like a couple different things that I'm considering and thinking about. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that like the context is just completely different.
No, you guys were laughing about other people having the N-word as a password, not Asmon having the N-word as a password. What? I don't feel like that context like changes anything. Maybe I'm mistaken and everyone's like, oh, okay, well that changes everything. But I really don't feel like that does.
And like you can still say like you shouldn't have reacted that way, whatever. That's totally fine. Like I agree with you. That's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I want to say. And I'm just gonna try to straight.
Wait, why did the audio die? Oh, there's like copyrighted music or something. You can't maliciously react. You can't do that. Let me put some elevator music. Bum 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 bum. Is it over? Is it over? Is it over?
Hazard, okay. Bach, Desync, Lockhart, Orange, Xrenato, Spectro, Polypose, Sultan, Adrian, Chose.
Oh, our VOD channel is fully unmuted. Oh. Thanks. Wait, what timestamp was I on? 33 minutes, so a little bit before then. Just wanted to see if I missed anything.
Egg looks like while growing.
Wait, what? Oh, maybe it removes the starting soon screen. Okay, so when does the starting soon screen get removed? 25 minutes in, so... Okay, so it's still right here. I think that's basically it. Wait, no, I think this removes the part where it's like the copyrighted music, probably. Maybe I'm wrong.
Viewer, and like we're clear enough of age, and I totally understand that. Like, I'm not cool with that type of language being used to people. Like, that's fucking awful. And like looking back now, I don't like the way that I handled that at all. It was wrong. I don't like it. But yeah, you guys can see this is like actually the context of what happened.
Also, him saying I have awful stuff on the internet everywhere and her glossing that over when the context of the conversation is someone else using the N-word as a password. What awful stuff could Asmon be talking about? What's his like? I've never bothered to look into it, but people always tell me like, people always type in chat about his World of Warcraft name or something.
It wasn't like, oh, my password is a horrible word. Oh, hee, that's so funny. Like, no, we're laughing about it. Insane weirdo. But anyway,
So even if that was true, right? Which I'll accept that. Okay, you guys were laughing at an insane weirdo. Because I agree that you can do that. You can both be like, that's insane that that person's a crazy person and they act like that. But like, then what's the defense for this part? I feel like the password part is like the least important part. I feel like it's the other stuff of him saying, everyone knows I said it, don't worry. I have enough videos of me saying it. I have super bad stuff online and no one cares, lol. Like, what? That's the part that I thought was fucking weird.
I think it's very unfortunate.
All right, this is just my personal opinion. You guys can disagree. But the stream reads like someone who's actively trying to defend their pal, Asmongold, so that they can keep getting raids or whatever. Because the only thing that the only thing that made me certain, think about it, if, like POV, you're like a Roach viewer. Okay, I know it's a scary idea to consider, but let's say for a moment, POV, you're a Roach viewer. But you also like Emiru and you want to watch Emiru. It's like, you would watch this stream and you'd be like, oh, okay, she's not throwing Asmon under the bus. Okay, good. Like, that's, I feel like, the one thing that, sorry, I think the stream accomplishes two things. I think it tries to get smoke off of Cinna's back. Because I saw, like, I'm not even trying to find these tweets. I'm like just scrolling my feed looking for videos of like the ooh cat. And I'm seeing like so many meme comments and so many posts, like basically saying, hello, Cinna, hello. So I feel like it was to get people to stop messaging or adding Cinna, and then also probably to confirm to her viewers, her mutual Asmon viewers, that like, don't worry, I'm not going to throw Asmon under the bus. I feel like that's like the only thing that it actually like accomplishes. This chatter. Following 9 seconds ago. Cope. You gonna make an argument at all, or are you just gonna say cope? It's okay. I know words are really hard. There are a lot of other streamers you can watch that use less words. Here, I'll play some.
That even though this is like solely on me, like this should, if anyone's gonna get criticized, obviously it should only be me. Of like, well, I mean, you know, of my friends. It's unfortunate that even though like it's only on me, there are people targeting other people I'm friends with who literally have nothing to do with this at all. Like they have nothing to do with this at all. And I would like to try to minimize problems for those people, since like I'm currently in like a bunch of really strange, weird stuff. And I don't know yet exactly what that course of action will be, but I will figure it out. There's like a couple different things that I'm considering and thinking about. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that like the context is just completely different. And like you can still say like you shouldn't have reacted that way, whatever. That's totally fine. Like I agree with you. That's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I want to say.
Some of these chat messages are, I wasn't even looking at the chat at all. Some of the chat messages are brutal in here.
Like, I agree with you. That's fine. But yeah.
Screenshotted JK. Why'd you screenshot and send it?
That's pretty much all that
Just keep private convos private, question mark? Why did you screenshot and
I want to
send it?
say.
The context doesn't help much, TBH.
And I'm just gonna try.
You know what? Credit where credit is due. Emiru, you are brave for having chat not on emote only mode. You know what? I wouldn't want it on. I wouldn't want chatters typing like that, man. Fuck.
To stream normally today and play.
What about the Pokimane comment and the next screenshot? SS? I think screenshot is what that means. For people being like, why are people bothering Cinna? Cinna and Emiru are like friends and they collab and they're roommates. And it's like weird that, like, think about it. If you were watching, if you're a Cinna viewer and you know that she's friends and collabs with Emiru, it'd be like, dude, why are you cool with someone in your life who thinks that, like, other people saying the N-word is funny? Don't you stand on that? Like, isn't that weird to not care about that? I don't personally think anyone should be bothering Cinna. I think she's like, I just don't care. I just don't. It's just like, But I understand why people who are Cine viewers would ask that. That makes sense to me. It would be like if I was friends with someone who was like super pro-Israel. It'd be like, aren't you literally Arab? Like, what the fuck? Like, hello? What? You claim to care about all this stuff and then you just like don't? What the fuck? So I think, and they were roommates. To the chatters saying that, don't forget to stretch and take your vitamins today. Also, Sin is black. Well, yeah, that's what I said. Like, it would be like me, someone Arab who talks about the Palestinian cause, being besties with someone who's like super pro-Israel. I think you guys would be in the right to criticize me and be like, what? But you're one of the fucking Arabs. What the hell? And I think that's the idea here. It's like, wait, like, you're like, shouldn't you? Huh? I think that if you're a viewer of someone and you want to ask that question, you should always ask that question. But I'm never going to encourage people to go and like I think if streamers are going to talk about something, they're going to talk about it. And if they're not going to talk about it, they're not going to talk about it. So I don't think it matters to like, I would much rather that time and effort be spent trying to like go and honestly bother Kyle Klinsky and tell him to like actually give a genuine apology about Graham Platner and about dismissing so many of the claims from Graham Platner and have someone on. That it feels like so much, that feels like time that's way better spent. I don't really care about like, Cinna did address it. I saw she did like something, but again, I just don't really feel like dragging Cinna into it. It feels like so many steps removed. It's just like bizarro.
My games and stuff. And yeah, totally understand how people feel, but that is what actually happened. Just showing you guys, and yeah, feel really bad for the people who have nothing to do with this, who are now having to deal with annoying stuff because of that. Like, can't control people doing that. It's the internet. They just do that, and I obviously want the best for those people, and I will do what I can to try to make sure those people get the best because it is not their fault. They have nothing to do with this. And yeah.
Yeah, the Cinna comment is, if someone wants to link it, they can link it. But Cinna basically said, like, you guys know I'm not cool with that type of shit and I don't like to fence it. But she's at a convention right now. She's at DreamCon. She said she would talk about it later. But also, like, I don't know. It seems that one feels weird. I don't know. Bothering Cinna about that feels bizarre to me. I don't know.
Pretty much, that is it. That's really all that there is to it. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. And then, yeah.
Screenshot JK at Emiru.
Other stuff going on, but I'm not talking about that right now. So I would if I could, maybe, but you know. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, like I said, don't blame anyone for feeling how they feel at all. I would probably react the exact same way if I saw that. Like, just in the wild, out of context. Like, yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for listening. And
I remember the day when NMP told Emiru he watches Hassan on his free time and she was shocked, saying he's too young to care about politics while being a literal 30-year-old. That's not real. Stop. That's not real. Dude, don't appreciate any slander, okay, or defamation, or libel. That is not a real thing that's happened. Stop. I would only believe something like that if I saw it.
anyone who's mad, I don't feel any type of way about that. Like, that's your right to feel that way. And yeah. Well, so should I do reacts or should I just go straight to gaming? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. And so I face reacts. I do have a lot backed up.
Dude, the songs are so funny.
Because I haven't watched stuff since I got back, or since I left for.
Okay, I think that's it. If someone knows if there's more, you can let me know, but I'm not going to sit here and like watch a bunch around. I know the end is near. Final curtain. So fucking funny. I did it my way. It's just amazing. All right. Anyways. Yeah, that's it. I feel like it didn't address the weird, like, throwing Pokey under the bus thing, which was kind of bizarre. And also, like, oh, LOL, you say the N-word all the time. That's funny. Like, well, I guess she says later, like, or earlier, she said, oh, I didn't like how I handled it or whatever. It's like, but you're still besties with this guy. If you actually didn't like how you handle it, wouldn't you try and not be friends with people that are openly racist online? Like, openly racist in... And again, I could even understand if it, like, Asmon made a sharp left-wing turn, like, last year or the year before or something. Maybe, like, honestly, if Asmongold went full leftoid after October 7th, I'd be like, okay, well, he's changed as, like, a person or whatever, fine, sure. Well, I guess that would have been before, so... Right after those messages, if he had changed, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, sure, you know what, man? If he went super woke and then he just had every flag and every pronoun in his bio, I'd be like, you know what, man? Sure. But it's like, he's just gotten worse. No, you can be racist. You just can't talk about someone else using the N-word as a password. It's like, okay. This was in 2024. He's gotten so much worse since then, I know. But, alright. You say Miz react to your win against Ethan? Yeah, it's because it was a dope-ass win. Funny to say, I didn't like how I handled it, but then proceed to not handle it. It's like... Alright. Okay. Weird. Weird. So, anywho, that's it. That was the whole thing. Wait. Why does everyone hate on Pokimane? What did I miss? The truth nuke that people don't like is that everyone just wants to call her fake all of the time for literally no reason. I like this. She sold cookies. That's not what she did at all, bro. Come on. Dude, stop. Anyone who talks about the cookies in 2026, you stop. You're just putting a giant sign on your forehead that says you're an idiot, okay? Loving the purple. I went purple last month. Let's go. Dude, I'm sorry. Making an offhand joke being like, if you're a broke boy, just say so, is not a cancelable crime in my books. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I watch too much Moon Moon to care about like a streamer calling their fans broke as a joke. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Also, like straight up, have you seen streamer merch? Have you seen how expensive streamer stuff is? Like content creator merch or content creator goods. They're all expensive. And I'm sorry, if you've ever been to a Whole Foods, that's how much the fucking cookies are there. It'll be like $6 for like air and like some dust. You would be a bald viewer. Excuse you. Fake fan. It's called Goon Goon. Idiot, fool, dumbass. Curses you with Mpreg. Curses you with Mario Mpreg. And Prejudice. Shut up. Shut up. You guys are so stupid and annoying. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, but I'm so serious. If you bring up the cookies and that's the reason you don't like Poki, there's only one valid reason, and it's the one thing that she's apologized for. It's the one thing Poki apologized for, which was saying the N-word when she was a teenager. When she was 16, streaming on Twitch a decade ago. Over a decade ago. What year is that fucking clip? 2010? It was like a 2012 clip. And she doesn't even, like, call someone, like, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm not even going to go down that line of argumentation. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is she not black? No, she's Arab. She's Moroccan like me. Yeah, she has a 2012 clip when she was 16 saying it. And then she apologized for it. And that's it. Like, if you want to hate her for that, totally valid. Go for it. It's like the only thing that she's actually done that's like, you shouldn't have done that. Okay, and that's it. And let it just be known, she's gotten 10 times as much hate for doing that than PewDiePie ever got canceled for his bridge incident. And I'm pretty sure PewDiePie was an adult when he did it. Hard R? No. No. She said, like, you're not funny, N-word. Like, you're not. Like, she used it the way that you use the word bro. Like, bro, you are not funny, but instead of bro, replace that. And that's how she used it. And it's like, you shouldn't say that. Like, again, you shouldn't say that. But, like, it's crazy that, like, the PewDiePie saying it on the bridge as a full-grown adult. And everyone's like, oh, that's a funny meme clip. And then, like, a teenager uses it on the internet in 2012. And everyone's like, yeah, she is so evil. She's such an evil woman. It's like, damn. Damn, chill. Whoa. What the hell? Yeah, but Pokimane isn't a white man. Oh. Yeah, and sorry, there is a... Wait, did PewDiePie say it with the hard R? Like Linus Tech Tips? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've actually never seen the clip. Because I saw people in chat writing that. I've actually never seen the clip. I don't want to see the clip. It's a cursed clip. I'm sorry. He was a grown-ass adult saying the hard R. And he gets like oh, he's such a goofy guy. That's so funny. That's such a funny meme thing. And Pokey says it was a soft A, which doesn't make it okay. Still not okay. As a 16-year-old, which still doesn't make it okay. In 2012 on the internet, which still doesn't make it okay. And she's like perma-canceled for that forever. It's like, damn. And it'll be the same people. Because if you're across the board, you don't like any of the people using it, it's like, okay, you're valid. You're totally valid. So the people that are like, no, I don't like PewDiePie's a piece of shit, Pokey's a piece of shit. But then it'll be like the people that are the most vocal about Pokey hate are the same people that think that the PewDiePie thing was funny. It's like, hey, what? And as far as I'm concerned, Pokey has not done anything else at any point to deserve the hate that she gets. Like I'm sorry. Like I just don't, like people are like, she has PR voice. Can I say, oh my God, it's just like so boring to watch the same criticism levied every single time, usually at women. That it's like anytime you speak, it's like, well, that's your fake voice. That's a PR voice. Why are you trying to sound like a child? Why are you trying to sound like a man? It's like, dude, people can just sound how they fucking sound, man. Just, oh my God, Jesus. What about the brand she made that she got backlash for? Cookies that were the same price as cookies in fucking Whole Foods? I don't care. Oh, she called people broke. Have you watched Twitch? Have you watched Twitch? I feel like you can only get offended by that if you don't like Pokey already, you're predisposed to disliking her, or you've never watched any Twitch at all. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care. I've been like a Pokey defender. I've been a day one Pokey defender, and I just don't think she deserves the hate that she gets. I think it's very weird that people get so mad about her. It's so, but the cookies. You could not pay me enough to care. You literally could not pay me enough to care. Like, I think we looked at it, it's like, you can look at any content creator and check their merch. Moist Critical literally has like Fruit of the Loom shirts. Not literally Fruit of the Loom. Sorry. Let me correct my statement. He has plain white t-shirts with like the tiniest little like droplet on the bottom of the shirt. It's like $500 billion. It's like, those shirts do not cost that much to make. And it's not even like stitched on droplet. It's like just a print design. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty expensive. But that's just creator merch. Like, I'm not going to shit on Moist Critical for that. Get your bag, whatever. You want to charge that much, charge that much. Okay, I don't care. Just like, I'm not going to like spend any time being like, oh, what the fuck is a drink called Prime? Why are Prime drinks so expensive? Why are the MrBeast bars so expensive? It's creator merch, dude. It's a creator good. And all the companies that work with creators, they have the creators mark up all of their merch anyways. So I literally, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Like, no one is forcing you to buy any of this shit. You don't, like, the people that complain about it are like acting like they literally had a gun to their head, being like, you have to buy these fucking cookies or we explode you. It's like, you just, can I say the biggest scam? If you want to get mad at anything on the internet, the biggest scam is like PC building. I don't care who's doing the PC building. The markup on PC building is insane. It's like, you can just make any build plus $1,000. And the labor for building a PC, by the way, is like an hour of work. And it's like literally you're just doing Legos. It's an insane markup. Okay, if you want to complain about anyone scamming their audiences or whatever, look at anyone doing like fucking PC building or like has a PC building company or whatever, because the markups on that are insane, are actually insane. So yeah, that's what I'll say. Facts. PC building used to be cheaper, which is why people did it. Companies noticed that. Yeah, and now they're just so expensive. They're so obscenely expensive. Real question is, why does MrBeast chocolate have a texture like paper? I've never had any. I don't know. You're wrong on the PC building front if the warranty justifies it. $1,000 markups is insane, but 100 or 200, that's justified. Well, yeah, like, so there are places, like I think Micro Center, the PC build cost is like $100, and that's valid. $100, $200, that's like, I think that's worth the labor, because it is a lot of labor and they can't fuck it up. And if they like miss any of the pins, like they have to pay for, that's reasonable. But all of these companies, it's like minimum $1,000 markup. It's like, it's obscene. It's obscene. I remember because when I was building my PC, I was like, well, let me see like what these prices are like if I just had like a company do it. And I was like, and I checked the parts and I'm like running the numbers. I'm like, what the fuck? This PC is not worth this much. And the thing is, it's like, if you buy pieces from like Amazon or like most websites, you have warranties on those products. If they're like DOA, like you still get a warranty as long as you're not like smashing any of the pieces into the fucking motherboard like a fucking caveman. It's fine. But not true anymore with AI bubble inflating prices. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't looked at a PC PC building prices in like at least 6 months. So I don't know. Smash maxing to get the best discount. True. True. And the CPU chip goes in the square hole. Shut up. All right. Hey, Denims, that awful song you brought up yesterday has been stuck in my head, and I'm mad, and I want you to think about it so you can be miserable too. No, this is a one-way infection, bro. Sorry. Chat doesn't infect me. Streamer infects chat. Chat doesn't infect streamer. She said copingly. Okay, enough of this. Close these. Close these. I have to say, it's kind of funny that Asmongold was like, he recently got called out for never talking about this charity thing. I guess I must have forgotten this was a drama situation. I said I would explain. I should have commented on it earlier. Giving away the game. Surely he will finally talk about everything Tectone related, right? Haha. Right? Right? Right?
Right, I did. And people did rightfully call me out on one thing that I think actually I did forget to do. And so I remember this happened about 2 years ago. And this was a drama situation that I told everybody that I would explain the kind of the totality of it, but I didn't do that, and I guess I must have forgotten or nobody reminded me. And so the soft giving thing. So people were saying, well, yeah, but he, he never explained the soft giving thing, whatever happened with that, I think he's lying to us, basically, right? And I thought about it, and I was like, well, actually, no, I never did actually explain that.
No. What? No. I can't believe that. I'm sure someone will surely remind him to talk about Tectone, right, guys? Right? Fucking so cringy. Anyways, palate cleanser. Check out my worm. This is actually what my cats do when the stream is turned off. Because they're worms. That's a caterpillar. Wrong. It's a worm. Sorry. What is this?
Absolutely Texas is stripping us of our rights. This is my Mark V Super with an I Love Yowie plate. This is absolutely unacceptable. The Texas Department of Motor Vehicles recently received a complaint about your personalized license plate with the pattern I Heart Yowie. We determined that I Heart Yowie violates blah 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 criteria indecent. Whatever Karen filed the complaint, just know I always come back and I come back stronger. Texas
Boy kisser is crazy. Shut up, dude. Stop. Stop. Boy kisser is crazy. Me. Actually, me for real. Oh, fuck. I meant to show this to you guys yesterday. Dude, what the fuck is this? I was waiting to see a community note and nothing came up. Breaking new footage reportedly shows Senator Mitch McConnell being loaded onto a stretcher and taken by an ambulance after collapsing. EMS audio reportedly references an unconscious patient in cardiac arrest with CPR in progress, according to CNN. And the quote tweet says, medical here. If this video is real, there's a couple things that stand out to me after watching for 0.25 on 0.25x speed. One, they have a Sally transfer sheet underneath him, which means that he was not assisting or mobile at all. Two, they have no equipment with them. I don't see a big mask, a Lucas intubation, nothing. This is consistent with the transfer of a dead body. Oh, I didn't mean to full screen it. I keep thinking that I have the full screen attachment and I don't. Damn, they weren't kidding when they said, don't tell Hassan you're trans.
Not riding with him. Not riding with him.
Haha, they're not even hurrying? Haha. So, are we getting the freezer? All right, even though I'm quite distressed to look at this, fine, we'll watch this. It's captioned, Emma Vigeland lightly pushes back on Ryan Grimm's criticism of Politico not adding the glute massage detail.
There are a lot of people who absolutely do not care about that detail and don't think it's relevant and are okay with it not being included. There are also many, many people who think that that detail is relevant for his state of mind, and particularly whether or not the implication of a break-in is accurate, which then shapes some of the rest of it. And what I would say to the people who don't think it's relevant,
I would
that's
include
fine.
myself in that camp. So yeah.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, you don't think it's relevant. That's totally fine. We live in a democracy where the entire public is involved in the deliberation of these questions. And so there are many people who do think it's relevant. Like, is it relevant that he was drunk? Like,
But the disqualifying piece is the rape accusation, not the break.
None of the other stuff is relevant. Do you understand? Like, it's literally not.
Right? So I guess perhaps this absolves him of the break-in, but wouldn't...
The only instance where any of this stuff would be relevant is in like a court of law if she was pursuing any charges against him. And that would be for the judge to determine what the charges exactly and what the sentencing would look like for that. For me, for the only thing I don't care about the break-in, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care. That's like, that is so low on my priority list. Okay? The only thing, the most important thing by like 10,000 miles is that she told him to get off and stop multiple times, and he didn't. That's the only thing that matters.
Her saying still, protesting and...
Like, morally. Legally, the other details matter for sentencing purposes, but morally, for, I think, any sane person, the thing that matters is that she was raped and he did not stop despite her asking him to stop.
Saying that it was not consensual.
Absolutely. Obviously, if she said, and I thought this was more obvious apparently than it is,
right?
If you say, I need a massage, let's say you say, come over and give me a massage, and he tries to turn the massage into something more than that, and she says no, and he pushes past it, it's obviously still rape. Like, there's zero question about that. But this kind of insistence that the facts aren't really important because of what she says happened in the end, I don't.
Because they are not, because he raped her.
Believe as a journalist, our job is to put the facts out that we have.
You should have uploaded in any of your tweets or in your original segment that you were buddies with Graham Platner, and he was a well-liked bartender that you were very excited about. You should have, since we're so fact sexual around here, why don't you involve all the facts then, huh?
And then let the public decide.
Whichever chatter said this literally is Gamergate. I just care about ethics in games journalism. You were so right. Holy shit.
whether or not those are relevant. Now, some people said, "Well, why don't you put in like what she was wearing?" No, that is completely different.
It is not. It's not. This is the equivalent of being like, you guys ever like accidentally like open the door on someone in like a bathroom because it says vacant. It has like the vacant thing, but it wasn't vacant because they didn't lock the door. And they're like, and you're like, oh, sorry. It was open. I didn't know. My bad. I'll just wait. Sorry about that. Versus, I don't know, like opening the door and being like, no, I think I'll stay. Yeah, I think I'll stay. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a crazy person. The problem there is not the opening of the door. That's not the problem. No sane person would say, oh, you see, the thing that really mattered was that you didn't knock to make sure that there wasn't anyone in the bathroom. It's like, no, it's just like, that just happens sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes you misinterpret a situation and you think that there's like, you know, something sexual that's going to happen. And you're like, and you misunderstand. And the moment that you realize that you misunderstood the situation, you fuck off and you back up. You apologize. Sorry, I misread the situation. My bad. I didn't realize. That's my bad. Sorry. I thought you were... I feel really cringe right now. It's the same energy of the worst thing about Bill Cosby is the hypocrisy. It's like, really? That's the worst thing? Really? So trying to clarify these details that are unimportant to the thing that anyone actually cares about, being like, it's about journalistic integrity, while actively misrepresenting. And let me see if I can find the tweet, because it was like, it's so insane. To pretend like you care about journalistic integrity, meanwhile, he spent the last year whitewashing his image with regard to Blackwater. This is the Dropsite News article, October 31st, 2025. Quote, and this is supposed to be quoting Graham Platner. I never worked for Blackwater. Maine Senate candidate Graham Platner says his 6 months in Afghanistan in 2018 as a State Department security contractor revealed how America's wars had become a corporate money grab. He clarified he never worked for Blackwater, but for a hedge fund owned successor that inherited its State Department contracts. They use guys like me with these backgrounds to meet the contract requirements so they could pay us back bare minimum and walk away with the balance. You guys agree? This is like Graham Platner. This is running defense for Platner. Most people who are going to read this are going to be like, oh, so he didn't. Okay, so he knew better than to associate with Blackwater. Okay. And then you see this and it's like, oh, all my homies who hate Blackwater have a Blackwater fridge magnet. Oh, all my homies who hate Blackwater have a Blackwater cap. U.S. Marine Corps Machine Gunners Sergeant Graham Platner says he wears his Blackwater baseball cap just to get a rise out of those who remember the controversial contractor for its heavy-handed tactics in providing security to diplomats and other VIPs as they traveled the mean streets of Baghdad. Oh, we just care about journalistic integrity? Oh, I guess we just failed to recognize and talk about the fact that Blackwater was renamed to Constellus Group and that Graham Platner worked for them in 2018. In 2018. Oh, but we just care so much about journalistic integrity. Okay? I just care so much about the journalistic integrity and defending my rapist buddy. Okay. All right. Ryan literally said that people that were criticizing Platner were doing anti-white racism. Like, if you are not seeing these signs, man, if you are so naive to think that this is about journalistic integrity, dude, I need you to know the Tooth Fairy also isn't real. Or Santa Claus. Easter Bunny's real though. He's chill as fuck. No, that guy. No, he's chill as fuck. He's dope. No, he's real. But the other ones are not real, man. The other ones are not real, okay? Like, fuck off, man. Like, fuck off. And now he's caught in this position where, with his fucking metaphorical pants are down, and he's like, well, listen, it's just like how I feel about journalistic integrity. I guess the journalistic integrity didn't matter when you guys were putting out misleading statements about his time with not Blackwater. All right? I guess you guys weren't intending to do journalistic integrity. I guess that didn't matter as much when you refused to say that you had known him for years, back when he was a bartender. And that's probably why you had spent so much of your effort pushing for him to win. And are now trying to be like, guys. He just like, I just feel like it's fucked up that people think he broke in. Insane. This analysis is totally bereft of context. Platner was clearly showing support for Blackwater. Yep. And the other thing too is like he keeps deciding to say, or he keeps trying to say like, well, I get it. Nobody cares about journalistic integrity but me. But it's not that. It's your framing of it to try and talk about how Platner's not that bad of a guy. He's not a super duper giga rapist. He's just, run of the mill rapist. And again, if he had just said clear, why am I holding this cup of empty tea? If he had just said clearly, listen, Politico needs to be like better about this because this is how people discredit rape victims. And I'm tired of seeing rape victims get discredited. I don't care whether he's a super rapist or a normal medium level experienced rapist. I don't care if he broke in or not, but other people are going to use this as an opportunity. Politico needs to be better. But that's not what he did. He's like, and it must be, I just need everyone to understand he didn't break in. He just raped the woman, okay? But he didn't break in. All right? It's like, what is this framing? What the fuck is this framing? It was casual raping, Your Honor, not competitive raping, okay? What the fuck? Jesus. I heard Ryan was a friendly acquaintance of Platner. I mean, yeah. It's just so gross, man. Yeah, why should I care that she wanted a message? That this is so important. It's so bullshit. The other thing, too, is it makes the left look so bad that we have other people on the left running anything that can even remotely be considered as cover. Like, we should be able to immediately disavow. Definitely seems like it's a good reminder. Chud tendencies don't vanish just because you've got nominally left-wing beliefs. Yeah. So. I mean, everyone should have disavowed him at the mercenary with the Nazi tattoo point. People don't like to hear it, but yeah. After seeing what it was? I'm going to chalk it up to people who are not... You know the scene in Succession that I like to show you guys where it's like the guy who's like, just want to make sure, how many times have you, like, sorry, not having... Have you read Mein Kampf? And the other guy's like, yeah, a couple times. It's like, a couple. What do you mean by that? A couple times. So, like, I don't fault leftists too much, especially the people who didn't know the Totenkampf. I don't fault them too much because if you didn't know it, there's this assumption, like, because you're not a super duper fucking Nazi. and you don't know every Nazi symbol because, you know, you're not a Nazi. I understand how those people were like, oh, I literally didn't know, like, that was. I thought it was, like, super niche. And since I didn't know, I believe that he didn't know either. But, like, and I give those people credit. I understand. Because it's hard to visualize that someone else could be crazy when you're sane-ish. Or, like, it's hard to imagine that. So I understand. However, it's a combination of all the things that made it bad. Okay? All right? All right? If you did know what it was, and you wrote it off, and you're like, okay, maybe he didn't mean it. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, that's... When the tattoo is bigger than Denim's camera. Shut up, dude. Shut up. I also don't fault people for believing that he changed over the years, but everything just keeps compounding and only weird people are still running interference for him. Yep. Yep. It was the Blackwater part, especially for me, especially at the age that he went, but I was still willing to take a utilitarian perspective on it. I think that's where most people were, you know? Yeah, yeah. Platner doesn't come from like a hard scrabble poor background, so 4 tours in the Marines and 6 months with a PMC is very much a choice. Everything after that should have been assessed in that light. I do think anyone who knew about the 6 months with Blackwater, with Constellas or whatever, in 2018 and ignored that, it's like, dude, that is a lot of denial, I think. What was your take on the Fifield accusation in the New York Times? I mean, that all lines up with someone who's a fucking rapist. I mean, I believe that the guy who would rape a person, who had Reddit posts talking about how women need to take responsibility for getting blackout drunk, and if someone rapes them, it's their fault. I do think that that guy would also tell a woman, yeah, if an intruder came in, I would rape them. Not in a sexual way, not in a gay way, but in a dominance way. Yeah, no, yep, that lines up. No, he would only rape someone. He would never say that he would rape someone. It's like, that would be ridiculous, yeah. I think everything Fifield said was right. And also, like, I have to say, it was crazy, because, like, I'm assuming a lot of people didn't read what Fifield was accusing him of. She said that he, like, twisted her arm behind her back and, like, shoved her in a room and then closed it on her and said to calm down and, like, locked her in there. Like, that's insane. Like, that's a horrific... That's insane. That's insane. Oh, Your Honor, she had to do that. Or sorry, he had to do that to her because she was gonna ask someone else for a glute massage. So he had to stop her in that moment. She almost, you know... no one's been talking about that. No one's been talking about that. We got to talk about that. So crazy. I think also a lot of men never consider the fact that you can rape someone you're dating. They see it as a crime vagrants do on the street, not like... But, like, the vast majority of rapes are done by people that the victims know. Like, assailants usually know the victims. So, yeah. And then also, like, there was a good point that someone had brought up, that it was the complete lack, and this should have set everyone off, and I can't believe so many people missed it. I just stopped touching the Graham Platner stuff because I was like, I can't. Like, this is not a candidate I can support. Like, this is just, no. This is a bomb waiting to explode. But someone else had brought up a great point that he was so unapologetic about his time in the U.S. military And that his stance wasn't, you know, I regret my actions and I regret engaging in these imperialist wars and I regret every minute I had spent. And I want to have better reform in this country so people could understand like what are the awful things that our military does, and they don't feel like they need to join the military, that they're not disillusioned or illusioned into believing that our military is this amazing thing, or even go in a different direction that's like super safe, which is it's sad that the poverty draft exists and people join the military and they get like illusioned by like, oh, I'm serving my country or whatever. And maybe if we had better social systems and like safety nets, people wouldn't, you know, people wouldn't have to worry about a poverty draft. Like instead of doing that, he's like, let's get veteran rights. Let's get like stuff for veterans. Veterans who serve our country are great, and we need to make sure that they are taken care of in this. It's like, yeah. Wait, do you want to talk about your time at all in service? Do you want to? Anything? No? No, okay. No, all right. Except he's anti-war. Don't you see him saying it in interviews? Yeah, and then I also see him saying he wishes that he could have gone to Guam, and he wished he could have gone to like 10 other different places and served in combat. And I'm sorry, your actions speak louder than, but I'm anti-war, just in case you guys were curious. Yeah. It's why people roll their eyes when Ethan Klein says like, no, guys, I really don't like genocide. I really don't like it. It's bad. It's like, dude, you're sitting there like you're talking about going to visit Israel with your family and to show everyone how amazing it is and how beautiful it is. You can't do both of those things at the same time, big dog. They're like contradictory. And it's the same thing with Grant Platner. It's like you can't, he's literally talking about wishing that he could have participated in more imperialist wars and then also saying, but I am anti-war, by the way. Like, and then he actually did go to war, and his takeaway was, I love combat. Combat is the most fun thing ever. I wish I could do more combat. I wish I could get sent to more places and kill more people. Not because I like killing or anything. No. I just like the combat. It's like, huh? What do you say? What do you mean by that? He also never said that he's anti-war. He said he's anti-pointless wars. Oh, of course. Pointless there is doing a lot of work. Denims, you just don't understand how great combat is unless you've killed an innocent child before. Sorry, you're so right. I need to go enlist, murder some children, murder some brown people, and then I'll understand what's so great about combat. You're so right. No, you're totally right. Then it'll all make sense, and I'll be like, wow, maybe he was right. Maybe murdering random people is fun. Fucking Christ. You see the interview of the couple that vetted him? Yes, it was I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. That was a shit show. We played it at the beginning of the stream. Okay, guys. I had one other thing that I was going to do today, but we kind of not ran out of time, but ran out of time. So I think we'll push it for tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. And I have like a lot of other stuff that I want to get to. Yeah, we'll cover. I saw Rokana got detained by the IDF. So we'll talk about that, and we'll get to the updates tomorrow and everything. Yeah, we have a lot to still cover tomorrow. I had a lot of stuff that I didn't really get to. We just had a nice shit Saturday. Tomorrow we'll have a nice Sunday fun day, all right? But everyone, please have a great rest of your day. Stay hydrated. Tell your homies that you love them, and I will see all of you guys tomorrow, everybody. Bye. And to the chatter that said 4 hours, LOL, enjoy the perma, bitch.